new subscribers.
Yeah, JB in the building. Cowboy fan, but he keep it real, no filter. West Coast knock with that Lone Star pain. Talking truth, why they sugarcoat the game. JB on the mic, yeah, he spitting that truth. Silver and blue, but he ain't wearing nose tinted view. Sunday pain got him leaning in the booth. Breaking down plays while they feed us the spoof. Shotty on the sideline, looking lost in the sauce. Too soft with the cause, yeah, he scared of the cost. Whining in the press, never taking a loss. But the locker room weak when the leader ain't boss. JB wanted tape, calling plays out loud. Like, what kind of system make a fan this proud? Turn critic real quick, now he drawing that crowd. Cause he say what they think, but won't say it out loud. JB say straight, no cap in his tone. Cowboys looking shaky, yeah, he letting it be known. From the playbook week to the contracts blown. He gon' speak that truth every time he on the phone. JB say straight, yeah, he keep it raw. If you rhyme for the star, better peep that flaw. Ain't no blind faith when you seen it all fall. He a Cowboy fan, but he question it all. Dak on the center, but the fire ain't lit. Big game moments and he never quite fit. Stats look clean, but the wins don't hit. Playoff time come, yeah, it all go split. JB say, man, I've been watching too long. Same script every year, same tired song. Big check sign, but the roster go wrong. While the real top dogs keep moving on strong. No big names coming, just hype and a dream. Draft night misses got him losing his steam. First round bust got him ready to scream. Like how we rebuild when we stuck in between. He ain't hating nah, he just tired of the spin. Every offseason promised in the same old end. JB say loud, yeah, the future look bleak. Same QB story, same cycle every week. No elite moves, just a talking cheap. While the real contenders stacking up deep. JB say loud, he ain't buying a hype. Contracts bloated, yeah, the math ain't right. From the front office down to game night. He a Cowboy fan, but he ready to fight. JB sitting back like, man, what it gon' take? Years going by, still the same mistake. But around mediocrity, call it a stake. In the heart of the fans, every season they break. Shotty still soft, act still the same. Front office moving like it's all a game. No aggression in the moves, no hunger for fame. Just collecting them checks while they ruin the name. JB got the podcast buzzing every night. Fans tune in cause he keep it airtight. No sugarcoat takes, just facts in a fight for a team that ain't been built right. He still rock the star, but his trust real low. Till they change that core, he ain't switching his tone. From the mic to the screen, yeah, the whole world know JB the Cowboy fan, keep exposing the show. JB keep it real, yeah, he still gon' ride. But he calling out the flaws, they be trying to hide. No blind love, just the truth with pride. Through the lows and the doubt, yeah, he still gon' ride. JB keep it real, that's the code he live. If the team don't change, ain't no hope to give. But he stay on the mic, got the truth to give. He a Cowboy fan, that's the life he lives.
Yeah, truth over hype, every time. JB the Cowboy fan, speaking for the real ones. Yeah. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my new subscribers. Yeah.
Yo, what's good? What's up, everybody? I see y'all in the chat already, man. I appreciate y'all for stopping by on this early afternoon, man. It's I see Cowboy Champ, that delusional, Blaze. Okay, here you go, Catlin. J. Lou, what's happening? What's going on? Let me read some of y'all comments. Tell Dak, so yes, sir. We know that, bro. Nah, Dak delusional fans. Stats don't make Dak elite. Nah, man. Oh, bro. It's funny though. when you show other stats what this guy's done and not accomplished, especially them playoff stats, boy. Hey, man, I want to talk about that. Blaze, 2 stats that define Dak career average: 54.8 yards in the first quarter and 73.6 yards in the first quarter. Slow QB starts with garbage time stats. That's all he put up. That's all he put up, Catlin. Dak is Mr. Clutch. CJB is right. Hey, Catlin, was he clutch in the Chicago game? What about the Vikings game? How about the Carolina game? What about the Arizona game? How about the Broncos game? What about the Eagles' first game? What, bro? We can go on and on about the real teams he's played when he wasn't clutch. So he only clutched against garbage teams. Oh, okay, I get it, Catlin. J. Lou, what's happening, man? Dak is the GOAT. Went down 30 points with 2 minutes left in the game. He's damn near unstoppable against the prevents. Right. Right. Cowboys 5. Dak is 2-5 in the playoffs. Right. So why is he clutch then? Bro. Callum Dak is elite, period. At what? At what? The sport. What's happening in the sport? Dak, I don't play for money. Cowboys fan, can we get a refund anyway? Yeah, bro. Cowboys fan, if Dak was a superhero, his name would be Camp Man. Exactly. Yeah. Can't do shit. That delusion. Dak fans don't watch games; they look at final scores. That's what be going on with something like what PFF been putting out there. What these 4-letter networks been putting out there in the off season. That's what they go about the end of the season stats, bro. They don't be looking at the games when there been multiple games this past season where this dude was not clutch. He was not clutch. Jay Lewis, elite QBs don't need everything perfect. Nope, they get it done no matter what. 805 Bond, what's happening? Yes, sir. Hawk, what it do? What up, JB? You can't put clutch and Dak in the same sentence, even if that ninja was driving a standard. Hell no. The sport, year 11, and Dak says he's trying to get better. At this rate, year 18 is going to be special. Oh, boy. Cool G, what's happening? What it do, bro? Yes, sir. Let's go, Cowboys. Let's get this shit done. Let's go get another quarterback. How about that? Cause boy, but hey, man, shit be coming down my Facebook timeline, bro. A lot of this shit I be getting on Facebook because you got motherfuckers that'll put all these type of stats up and lift this guy up. But then when they get the opposite, this is what Blaze, national media heavily hypes the air it out style. NFL play call and distribution shows that the vast majority of OCs strive for tight balance, with most teams actively preferring to run the football. Yeah, that's what we don't do. That's what we don't do, bro. Shit. 805 Bond, that looked like a goofy at UFC last night. Oh, I ain't see that shit. He was on UFC. He ain't look like a goofy anywhere he go. Oh shit. Mike Black, what's happening, bro? I don't know what that meant right now. Blaze, that was a typo. Oh, cool. Gee, that's bullshit. It's diabolical. That doesn't play well versus good teams. Nah, that's what I'm saying, man. When we see him against good teams, bro, he ain't clutch. What the hell they talking about? Dude ain't clutch at all. You missed me with that bullshit. All right, what you got, Blaze? 2 stats that define that career. In the first shot, safety yards, 4 quarters. Oh yeah. You was good with that, bro. Mike Black, I'll take my polished nails QB. Oh, okay. I thought you was a Bear fan. Say, bro, why this dude put fingernail polish on his nail? He said, "I'll take my polished nails QB over Dak." Hey, he's going farther than Dak already, too, man. That's a fucking shame. That's a fucking shame right there, bro. Yeah, damn. Cool G, Dak is elite. Talking to the media. Shit, that's about it. God damn. The sport, Dak finally got his chance against a rookie QB Purdy in the playoffs. And somehow the rookie looked like the better, didn't he? And you know, the sport, I'd have said this, and I'm gonna keep saying, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna keep saying. But this dude, Dak Prescott, 2-5 in the playoffs, while Brock Purdy is 5-2 in the playoffs. Mr. Motherfucking irrelevant. What is this? Purdy's 4th year? This is 4th or 5th year. I think it's going on his 5th year. Dak going on 11. Guys got more playoff wins than Dak Prescott. Mr. Motherfucking Irrelevant. Man. The sport Dak has a Ferrari contract and a Honda Civic trophy case. Blaze championship caliber teams frequently lean completely onto the ground game. The Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks balanced their attack at a dead even 50-50 split. Yeah, Caleb Williams. I got you, Mike Black. I got you. Captain. So he didn't play well against the Eagles, Green Bay, the Chiefs, all good teams. Well, he always split with the Eagles, so it really don't matter. He tied with Green Bay, so what does that mean? The Chiefs, they've been on decline the last 2 years, so Dak always beat the quarterbacks on their decline. When he met the Chiefs in 2019, when it was fully healthy, what did he do? And the defense held them to 19 points then. Dak still didn't do nothing. See, when teams are in decline, or teams were riddled with injuries, or don't have good rosters, yeah, Dak a ball. He'll beat them. But when Tom Brady was healthy 2021, 2022, when we played him in the first game of those 2 seasons, in Tampa Bay, in Dallas, what did Dak do then? Oh, but JB, he battled Tom Brady and lost. And lost. The sport. Dak a Super Bowl stat line. Dak Super Bowl stat line. Pass attempt 0. Touchdown 0. Walter Payton Man of the Year announcement. That's all you gonna get from this guy, the sport. That's about it, bro. We ain't gonna get no meaningless stat, but give him his flowers. Give him his flowers. But this is what his goddamn Super Bowl stat line read, but give him his flowers. Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here. Mills, well. Man, you kill me every time you come in here with that shit, boy. Because, boy, you talk about delusional, slurpy. He keeps the slurp fest going too, goddamn. Boy, he keep the slurp fest going. Hawk, Callie, you need to go to CFT channel. That's where all the delusional fans hang out, ain't it? Ain't it, goddamn? Man, please. He be trying to fight for his boy Dak. Oh boy, but not in here. It's not gonna work for you, bro. The sport: Eagles, Chiefs, Green Bay, all home games. Dak is trash on the road versus legit teams. Yeah. And then he tied against Green Bay. See, they like that shit. They don't care about a fucking. They love a tie. Fuck a goddamn tie. The hell is that? Always split with the Eagles, so that's really not a quality win. I mean, they in your division. You split with them all the time, damn near. That's an achievement, beating the Eagles, who you've seen the last 11 seasons twice. Comfortable with the Eagles. That's not nothing. The Chiefs, it was on the decline. They've been on the decline the last 2-3 years. Ain't the same team he had a chance to play when they were healthy. 2021. Defense held on to 19 points. Fuck out of here with that. Blaze, Dallas, Cincinnati, and Arizona are the true exceptions. Throwing on 60% to 65% of their snaps. Damn. See the record Arizona had. Blaze. Okay, my bad. I read that. Mike Black. That's a Rooney. Best Cowboy QB ever. Oh, Mike Black. Nah, no, he not, bro. No, he's not. The sport. Only road playoff win Dak has was was against a divorced Tom Brady led 8-9 Bucks team that won their division by beating the Carolina team with the internal AC. I'm telling you, he cannot beat good teams at their best. He can't. It got to be something going on with that team. The quarterback got to be aging. Something. When he went up against the Broncos, what did he do? He wasn't clutch against the Broncos. He wasn't clutch against Arizona. He wasn't clutch against Carolina because he had 2 possessions with 10 minutes left in the game. One was in the red zone. He wasn't clutch then. Wasn't clutch against the Vikings. Wasn't clutch against the Bears. Jay Lou, he does play well against the NFC East. Outside the NFC East, not so much. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. He beat the Eagles and what the fuck that mean beating the Eagles? You see them all the goddamn time. They in your division. When you get outside of the division, you can't do shit against good teams, bro. He ain't clutch then. So that's this shit, man. Like I said, brother, every damn off season. When this dude failed, don't get us in the playoffs or don't get us past the first round. They come up with these bullshit ass regular season stats to get him hyped for the next season. But yet and still, he never gets over the hump from that following season after they done hyped his ass up. Mills, damn, I keep thinking about 2022, that INT before the half, forcing to Lamb. We was going to go up 7. We should have won that game by 10. I'm still aggravated about the 49. Exactly, bro. Exactly. But all we keep hearing is about how the defense ain't do shit this year, and all he need is a middle of the road defense when he had that shit in 2022. And they ain't talking about that. Fucking Niners own Dak Prescott in the regular season and in the playoffs. He wasn't clutch then. All of a sudden now he clutch. What up, George? Everybody hit the like button for JB. Yes, sir. Y'all hit that like button. Appreciate you, George. Yes, sir. Blaze, Dak is 48-50-1. Career win, loss total outside the NFC East. I highly believe Dak lucked into a narrow era of beating up the NFC East teams, and still the Eagles come out with 2 Super Bowls in Dak's era. Right. Actually, they've been to 3 Super Bowls under Dak watch in the NFC East. They've been to 3. 1-1. For 3 different quarterbacks. Was it 3? Was it? No, it was 2. Jalen Hurts won twice, and Nick Folk won the other one, but he had Carson Wentz. That's facts, Blaze. This dude is garbage outside the NFC East. That's why I'm saying him beating the Eagles. That ain't shit to goddamn hang your nuts on. Beating the Eagles. Mike Black. Look, Dak is all hype, overpaid, and garbage. Man, you ain't talking to somebody who don't know that. I think you need to go onto them Dak fanboy Slurpee channels, because ain't no slurping going on over here, bro. You ain't saying nothing that ain't already been said. Hawk, in big games, Dak has folded up like them Transformers when they turn into cars. The sport. That's why I always take Romo over Dak. Romo played in a competitive NFC East with crappier defenses and offensive lines. The rules now are more quarterback protected too. Yeah. Dak had to go up. Romo had to go up against the harder challenge in the NFC East. This dude ain't had to do that shit, bro. He's motherfucking. Dak delusional. Ask a Dak fan how many points the defense needs to hold a team for Dak. No answer. Nope. You can hold a team that got down 23, 22, 19 in the playoffs. Don't even matter. Don't even matter. Hell, even in the Tampa Bay playoff game, the defense played good in that game, but all they talk about is how Dak retired Tom Brady. Then the defense had like 2 or 3 turnovers in that game, like 3-4 sacks. I mean, shit, they played good against a goddamn 8-9 team, just like they give credit for Dak playing up against that 8-9 team. Dak retired Brady though. Dak is 36-9 versus the NFC East. Is Dak this? Dak is this. Dak is that. But damn, when you hold him to that standard, they puff his ass up to be. No, it was the defense fault, JB. Or the players just didn't show up when they were supposed to. Dak did what he was supposed to do. Man, bullshit. Bullshit. Cool G. CD mom ain't tell no lie, people. Dak ain't. Nah. The sport. I blame Jerry for wasting half of Romo's career with Jason Garrett. If Parcells stayed coach in 2007, I think that team wins the Super Bowl. Dak has had good coaching and still couldn't get it done. Nope. Mm-mm. Mike back. Oh no, I love your show. Okay, appreciate you, Mike. Appreciate you, bro. Mills, I love that, but I felt it was time to move on after 2024, really after 2023. Yeah, man. I rooted for Dak too, bro. My doubts started coming in 2021, bro. I was like, man. No. And we played, matter of fact, going back to playing that healthy goddamn Kansas City Chiefs team in 2021. We went on the road to play them. We had all the weapons. I mean, had the defense, had the offense. That was a prime matchup in the regular season. Defense held their ass to 19 points. They kicked field goals most of that game. What the fuck Dak Prescott do? Not a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing. Shit. That Cowboy champ, man, he's a joke, bro. Stylistic. What's that? It was time to move on from Dak in 2019. I can agree with you on that. Like I said, I started to lose my shit for him in 2021. Like, dude, yeah. And still got that check in 2020. Got paid even though he got hurt in 2020. 2019, yeah, bro. Couldn't even go play in the win game and go to the playoffs against a bum ass goddamn leg Carson Wentz Eagles team that was riddled with injuries. Defense held them under 20 points too in that game. When it's time for the rubber to meet the road with Dak Prescott, when it's time for him to show his mental fortitude, when it's time for him to take over as this so-called top 5 elite quarterback that's clutch, second team All-Pro, runner up the MVP. When it comes to him to step up, when it's time to step up for the Cowboys, he never does it. Never. And I'm supposed to be happy with that. I'm supposed to be thinking that we almost won. Cowboys champ. That did not retire Tom Brady. Yeah, no, he didn't. Fuck out of here. If Dallas D had a contender to 10 points, that come out with 1 touchdown and still lost. No matter what this dude. Stylist. I mean, one of the teams he beat. Yeah. Uh-huh. The sport, who's going to be the scapegoat for that this year, JB? Shotty, CP, Tyler Guy, or the front office? It's going to be Jerry Jones. It's going to be Jerry Jones. He's always the low-hanging fruit for them to complain about. Watch. Hold up. Hold up, y'all. Cowboys saying, JB, have you tried out that new hot sauce? It's called? Yeah, I got it, bro. Yeah. Along with his book of excuses, goddamn. Hell yeah. Man, this dude here, bro. I put this shit on everything. 30 it's 33% more blame the defense. Man. He need to pour some of that goddamn sauce on that goddamn book of excuses, goddamn, they be read from. Oh shit. Hell yeah, bro. Oh shit. What was that? I'm trying to get back to your comments. All right, Blaze. Fox Sports retired Brady when they gave Brady a 10-year, $375 million contract. Woo! Yeah, I go into that retirement right there, boy. Yes, sir. Hmm. A sport that city play sets the tone for the playoff games. When the team sees him off early in games, that shit spreads like a cancer to the rest of the team. Yep. That's why I call him a fucking cancer, bro. He's a cancer to this team. Yep. Miss Matrix. What's up, Miss Matrix? Appreciate you stopping by. Mm-hmm. I seen that play well versus good teams. What games y'all be watching? Play well. Do he beat good teams consistently? That's what it is. Does he beat good teams consistently? Because last year he didn't. He couldn't even beat middle of the road team. Mm-mm. Got with you. Stylistics. What good teams? He folds versus San Francisco repeatedly. He folds versus the Bills. He folds versus the Rams. Yeah. He folds versus the Broncos. Man. That delusion. Miss Matrix, that play good against good teams only if everything is perfect. Shit. The sport, even that sports psychologist at this point is like, I can't cure you. Hell nah. Mills, we lost that game 17-9 against Wentz backups. All we did was kick 3 field goals. My doubt about him started after that game, but I was still in denial and delusional. Yes, 17-9. He ain't even put up no points. And that was the same year, Mills, that they were saying we had 3,000-yard receivers and 1,000-yard rusher. 3,000-yard wide receivers. Damn near did it too. But couldn't do that shit and when it mattered most, when it was really clutch time. When it was really clutch time, he couldn't do shit. It was really clutch time. What to do, champ?
What's up, man? How you doing today, man?
Good, man. Appreciate you stopping by. What you got, man?
Man, you know what? The season hasn't even started yet, man. And man, I'm had up to, I can't even, like, up to here with these Cowboys. I already predict the Cowboys going 13-4, Super
Mm-hmm.
Bowl, NFC Championship. Dak gonna be MVP. Parker gonna revolutionize the defense. Man, I'm tired. I'm tired
Said,
of all.
and they already saying that this dude is a head coach in waiting, and he ain't even showed us what he can do as a DC yet. How's he already a head coach in waiting, bro?
Man, he already been. If you look at his resume, he already been with 10 different teams. It's like he don't stay. I think the longest he stayed at any team is like 2 years,
Man,
but then he going to the next one. So now, I mean, they can kill me with this, man. And you know, like I tell people, I hope I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, that means the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. But if I'm right, 4-13. And the messed up part about it, that first round pick who the Cowboys traded to the Jets, that's gonna be their draft pick, man.
Mm. Mm.
That's gonna sting, man. Especially, all of us, we all, we crying, we saying that Cowboys need to find them another quarterback to replace Dak. Next year draft, man, it's prime. I mean, we like I said, we don't know what quarterback's gonna show
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
but a first round quarterback next year, it would have been the perfect opportunity to Cowboys to start that process of going ahead and moving on without Dak. But that's not going to happen because the idiot GM got cute last year. Then I'm called the Dakota witnesses. They will have a riot. They will have their Dak Bibles out, man. They ready to burn Dak pictures everywhere, saying that we did Dak wrong. We did Dak wrong. Man,
Let me ask you this real
it's
quick. Let me ask you this real quick.
okay.
You was kind of touching on it a little bit. Do you think that they're gonna let Dak like actually possibly get another contract and just play his career out with the Cowboys instead of drafting and grooming and getting really psychologically ready to go on from Dak Prescott?
Man, okay. You see, they brought in Sam Howell, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Milton is not going to work out. Sam Howell, I think they crossed their fingers that he can work out, be his replacement, so they don't have to draft a quarterback. But if he don't work out, you see, they already extended that already.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if they sign him to like this. I'm getting this from Uncensored, and just looking at the whole situation. If they don't find a quarterback, Dak's still gonna be here
Oh, shit. What up, sport?
for at least another 2 years.
Hey, you know what? I agree with you, champ. I think they're gonna go another 2 years before they even go try to get another Dak Prescott. Oh, sport.
Not much, man. Just
I,
settling here in Pennsylvania. Moved up here last week, so just kind of.
Yeah, how that move go, man? I know you was telling me about that.
Yeah, it's not bad. I grew up here. I went to school near Philadelphia, so I'm familiar with the area. But kind of just ready for training camp next week, I guess. It starts in a few weeks, right? But I think with like Dak, man, and we say Romo, it's like the team hasn't been bad enough to position a quarterback high in the draft, right? Dak will always give you, 7, 8, 9 wins. So you're never going to be in that range in the draft where you can get a franchise guy unless he gets hurt, right? So that's why I'm pessimistic, because it's like, okay, you got 7 wins last year. That's going to get you top 15. If they win 8 or 9 wins this year, 15 to 20, somewhere in there. So like, who are you going to get that Jerry's going to feel comfortable starting over with? You need a top guy.
Yeah.
So either, he's on track to get hurt this year. I don't wish it on anybody, but every other year he's gotten pretty much a season-ending injury. In 24, and then 22 he missed a lot of time, and then 20 he had the fractured ankle. So he's right on par to, I'm not wishing this on him, but that's just what the history says. He can't really consistently stay healthy, year to year. So I don't know.
No, I agree with you on that, man. And it was already word out there that he's resting on some type of knee injury or
yeah,
something.
supposedly he had fluid on his knee.
Okay.
You know what that fluid is? Excuses.
That's what it is.
Mhm.
You remember that? I think it was like 2 years ago. They showed him getting onto a boat with a legit mobilized boot.
Yeah, I got a pic of that.
Mhm.
And it's like he didn't have surgery or anything. So it's like he hasn't been the same since that
That ankle.
yeah, the ankle in
The ankle.
2020.
Mhm.
Don't
Yeah.
forget about
You know what?
what was it?
I
His
got
thumb or a finger, and then his shoulder, elbow. He
Yeah.
had a lot of motherfucking injuries.
I got a question for y'all guys.
Yes, sir.
From a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the greatest, 1 sucks. What's our confidence level in the Cowboys running in the running back crew they got right now?
I would say because they didn't use Mafia and what's the other running back? What's
You get- you got Devontae Williams, Blue, Marfa, and Malik Davis.
Blue and Mafia? They didn't really use those guys, so I don't know. I really don't have no confidence too high in. I say about a 2 right now because and on top of it that I don't think Schottenheimer's going to emphasize the run. They're not going to draw up key plays to actually run the football. It's like they draw up pass play. You feel what I'm saying? So I really can't put my confidence in it. They just going to run the ball just because okay, we threw it 3 times already, so we got to at least run it once. So that's how I feel about the attitude towards the run game. So I look at it too.
I would say like a 2, 2.5 is what I was gonna say. Because if you just look at the history of running backs in the NFL, when you kind of run them into the ground one year, the next year it's hard to keep up that production. And you kind of saw it at the end of last year with Javonte, where I think he missed the Giants game, and he was kind of slowing down at the end. I know he's coming back. I know he's had some major injuries early in his career, but
Unfortunately,
he needs somebody to go with him. And the fact that you're just kind of assuming that Blue is gonna get the offense this year or Maffa is gonna do anything as a 5th round pick, right? They pretty much redshirted him last year. He played the Giants game, I think, the last game of the season. But I feel like I felt like they should have gotten a veteran to pair with Javonte. Like I was looking for a guy like Kenneth Gainwell, who, he's not a flashy guy, but he's a good receiving back. You could kind of compliment him. Maybe get 5 carries a game or something. They didn't do that. They're just depending on the rookies pretty much.
Well, for me, it was a 2, but after what you just said, JB, about Shotty gonna be throwing the ball around, I did forget about GM want Dak to throw it to Pickens and Lamb all the time. I went from 2 to 1.5. That's my confidence level in the running game. Because Williams, he surprised me last year. I was impressed. He surprised me last year. But in today's NFL, you have to have at least 2 or 3 running backs that you can utilize as one running back. Because the Cowboy did the blueprint back in 2007. Look what the Seahawks did in the Super Bowl. They had running backs by committee, but those running backs was good. But the problem with the Cowboys, we don't know what we got in the running backs, and right now people are already jacking up Blue and like he's the next Tony Dorsett. No, we don't know what Blue got. We don't know what Blue is. We don't know what Mafia is. We know what Malik Davis is, but they won't give him a chance.
Right, and that's my thing about the running game. We're not emphasizing the run game, bro. It really don't matter. Even what Javonte Williams did last season, man. I think it was just for them just to run the ball, and he happily to me, he recovered from those injuries he came from the Broncos. That was my concern with him coming to the Cowboys. I watched him in Denver. I knew he was a good back in Denver. He balled out, but those injuries held him back. And for him to come back and do that, what he did this year, but I still think he could have done more with more of the emphasis of the run game from the coaching staff. And that's what scares me about, because they're already lifting up Flournoy as the number 3. And now all I'm seeing is who got the best wide receivers in the league now, since they saying that Flournoy, I'm seeing videos about Flournoy balling. But when I was talking about Flournoy 2 years ago when he was with the team, they were saying he was trash and we need more wide receivers.
They
Now
cut him.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now they lifting him up, making videos about it, talking about now we got the best trio of wide receivers in the league. Like the hype shit over the offseason, that shit sickens me, man, because it's a redundant thing that they do every offseason with this team. No matter who we draft, we're getting free agents. It don't matter who it is. They lift and put all of them up as Hall of Famers. And then when the shit don't go down like they said it's supposed to, they blame Jerry. They blame the defense. They blame everybody. They say the water boy didn't give enough cold water. Any motherfucking thing except Dak Prescott. Everything. That shit, that man, and they be the main one they lift up like they doing right now. Every offseason they come out with something in some PFF stat, some type of ESPN stat, some in the article that came out that said Dak is one of the top or the best in the league at this. They do it every offseason. This ain't the first offseason they come out. Now they coming out talk this season. He's the best at in clutch situations. This is all to try to hype up and cover up the bullshit. 10 and 14 in one season. He done had the last 2 seasons after he done got paid to be the highest paid quarterback in the league. Like, come on, man. This bullshit. I'm gonna keep talking about that, man, because that don't make no sense. That's why we be called the delusional Cowboy fans. A lot of us are not delusional. We see the shit. But the most that's heard is about the ones that are delusional, lifting up every little bullshit thing we do. The corner we got from the Rams, oh, we stole him. How we steal him when they gave his ass away? They gave him away.
Same thing with D Winters. They were like, take D Winters. We're good. We'll draft a guy. Rashawn Gary. Yeah, we were going to cut him anyway. You'll give us a 4th round pick. Hey, we'll take him. You know, we'll take the pick.
Thomas from Cardinals. Yeah, he's a ball hawk.
Yeah,
he got Buda Baker back there with him.
Yeah, I think.
Now, if we would have got Buda Baker, that's a different story. You feel what I'm saying? That's a different story. You match him with Downs.
Yeah, I think when it comes to what makes successful playoff football and the turnovers that Dak has had in the playoffs, right? Because they get pass happy. They don't know how to lean on the running game. If you run the ball more and you're efficient with running the football, there's less prone to turnovers because you're not throwing the ball enough. There's less variance for turnovers because you're just handing the ball off, right? You're not having to throw it, to different receivers, which increases the risk of interceptions. So like they get into this pass happy nature during the regular season, and then they get in the playoffs and they play good teams, right? That could actually, shut down the passing game or neutralize it. And then when they try to rely on the running game, they hadn't done that all year. That's just not their identity. Their identity is passing the football, which they could do well against average to lower tier teams. But when you go up against the good teams in the playoffs, you want to minimize your turnovers, right? You want to play more efficient football. And to me, that's running the football and playing good defense. And they've had good enough defenses, the past 5 years to do that. They haven't leaned on the running game. They've gotten pass happy. And then what happens? Dak's throwing 2 picks. He's throwing a pick 6 in the first half. He's throwing interceptions, in the opponent's territory. So it's like until they change their identity, I don't think much is going to change there. Now they can't even get to the playoffs to get eliminated. So it's not a good roster, right? It's like we see it, we just as fans, right? We're not GMs, but we could see the deficiencies they have at tight end, at offensive tackle, at still a linebacker, to me at corner. It's like where was Seattle 2 years ago? You brought up Seattle with their running backs. It's like a few years ago they were going 8-9, 9-8 with Geno Smith. They hit on some really good defensive players. They changed, their quarterback situation. They bring in Clint Kubiak, who's now the head coach of the Raiders. They win a Super Bowl. It can be done. You don't need a rebuild anymore. This isn't the 1980s, But I don't think they know how to do that. I don't think the front office is very good at evaluating their own talent and talent outside of their own roster.
Because Dak is the moneymaker, man.
I mean, you know what? Not to go off topic about number 4.
Go where you
But
want to
it's
get.
one question. Okay, these I'm gonna call these the Parkervilles. The Parkerville, where I gotta think of a name for the Christian Parker disciples. Um, okay, now you got Quentin Williams, Clark. Those two guys should be primed for a 4-3 defense, correct?
I would
Now,
think so.
okay, Parker came from the Eagles last year, and what's the name? Vic. What's the guy? The
Angio.
coordinator name? That's yeah. Okay, he runs. He run a 4-3. Of all the defenses, you got two defensive tackles that can run a 4-3. Why in the hell you want to change to a damn 3-4? And you got to pick. You got to get so many parts, moving parts that people that haven't been played before in the 4-3. I mean the 3-4. And see that right there. I'm already saying that's a that's a sign of disaster this year. And like I would, and I would tell somebody this: two things can happen with this defense. He can be a diamond in the rough, be like Dan Quinn, be like, whoa, this defense good. Or he can be like Rob Ryan. Remember when Rob Ryan came to the Cowboys back in 2013?
12,
I
yeah.
think 12, 13, something like that. And that defense was so atrocious, it could be just like that.
To me, I think, and I hear what you're saying there for sure. I think the unknown in CP, I would take that over what we know in Schottenheimer. I know we're comparing offense and defense, but I kind of know what Schottenheimer is. I know everybody likes to say we're giving him a pass because of the defense last year, but this guy's been in the league for over 10, 15 years. Like we know what he is. We know that no other NFL team was going to give him an interview for a head coaching job, let alone actually giving him the job. So I kind of know what he is. I think he leans more on that conservative side, like his dad, Marty Schottenheimer, was. Not very good red zone efficiency from what we saw last year. So I think the unknown in CP intrigues me because at least they didn't go the retread route, which they've done in the past a lot with like the Monty Kiffins and like you mentioned, the Rob Ryans, guys like that. So it's more boomer bust, right? Because he's never even called a defensive play before. And I kind of like that because it's kind of outside of the norm to what they usually do, with coordinators. And Jerry actually let their head coach pick the coordinator versus meddling and making Wade Phillips keep on Jason Garrett as his offensive coordinator, stuff like that, where you just stay out of the business, let the coaches do the job. So that part intrigues me, but to play devil's advocate, Parker doesn't have the dogs. Like he doesn't have the linebackers. He doesn't have the corners. We don't know about the pass rush, right? A lot of younger guys there. So I think they're putting too much, confidence in him to just kind of make chicken salad out of chicken shit, right? Like he needs players, right? The coaches look a lot better when they have better players on the roster. So, I'm not expecting much. And I'll just make one more point, and then I'll let you kind of take on from there. But everybody's saying how, if we just get the defense from 32 to like 20, this is a shoo-in playoff team, right? They're going to be this. I mean, the offense is unstoppable. We're running it back with the offense. We haven't lost anybody. Dude, this offense has serious problems that definitely, was unmasked during the good teams last year, like against Denver, Chicago, teams like that. And to just run it back and to not address key positions at offensive tackle and tight end and running back. And the schedule is a lot more challenging this year. So I think I don't think it's smart to just say, just because, we're running it back with the offense means that this is an automatic 10-win team. I don't think so at all.
And know what? And to talk about the offense, okay, every time I last year, there was the most with the top historic offense. Because they got 2,000-yard receivers, a 1,000-yard running back, and Dakota threw for 4,500 yards. But one thing they do not talk about in the red zone, the Cowboys was ranked the bottom third of the NFL. for not getting touchdowns because they relied too much on their kicker. Now, a year later, you think that's going to change? Hell no. Everything's going to still be the same because I saw a story about Schottenheimer say he talked with Jerry about him continuing to call plays. First of all, if you need to learn how to manage a game before you try to call plays. And manage a game is more than just calling plays on offense. You got to manage the offense, special team, and defense because you the one that was in the broom closet at Frisco, and when you saw Jerry Stephen walking down the hall, you say, "Hey, can I get an interview? I'll shine your shoes, Jerry. You're hired." That's how he got the job. True story. But other than that, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Nah, I don't see it either. Nope.
I would like to. I think if Schottenheimer struggles early in the season, I would like to see possibly Clayton Adams getting some looks as calling plays. Let Schottenheimer kind of do his thing because Clayton Adams, he's a running coach at heart, right? He's the offensive coordinator here in Dallas, but he's not calling the plays. He's just kind of formulating weekly game plans during the week, right? So I think Clayton Adams has that mentality of physical, running the football, more balanced versus Schottenheimer, who tends to get more pass happy with Dak. So I think if he struggles early, maybe that's something they revisit in the middle of the season if they're still in contention. If they're like, 6-5 or something like that, maybe they look to Clayton Adams because I think he's gonna, if they still are efficient offensively this year, I think he's probably going to get some looks for head coaching interviews at least, maybe.
Oh, well, if he gonna have to call plays this season. Then I have to say that the sport to get that nod.
Yeah.
And as of now, it's shoddy. And he always boosting up Clayton Adams like he's this great, he's this that. And he talks about him like he this and that, but he hasn't put him up to call plays. Hell, Shoddy didn't call plays 2 years under Mike McCarthy, and he got a head coaching job. So, what is his play calling experience? They talk about what he was with Seattle, and they did this on offense. They ran the ball, but he ain't running the ball here in Dallas. He don't run the ball. Not to me. They JB Javonte win over 1,200 yards. Yeah, I give you that, but those 1,200 yards to me wasn't about strictly formulating game plans to actually draw up plays consistently to run the ball. Like you were saying earlier, the sport when you're playing good teams, there you got a passing game, but when you need to run the ball, all you got is your passing game. That's why we lose a lot of games because we haven't, stepped up in the run game department. To whereas if the passing game does get shut down, we can still run the rock. But we don't. It's a grit in me about we don't prioritize that shit. We don't make it a consistent theme in the offense. You know what I'm saying? If we would double up, have Dak only throw the ball 28 times or something, and the majority of the time we running the ball even less than 28, maybe 25 times.
Mm-hmm.
And we focus on that run game. Bro.
And you know Dak gonna be throwing 45 to 50 times a game. That's a given. That's a given.
I think Dallas was top 3 in red zone trips. So they made it to the red zone a lot, but they were 20th in efficiency. So how do you improve that? Right. I think the most obvious one is to run the ball better, get more creative in the red zone. I think they tend to get too pass happy in the red zone when they see Pickens and Lamb on the outside. Mm-hmm. And even Ferguson, they give him a lot of targets too. But I think ways to improve that are to get better at running the football, be more creative with their running plays in the red zone. Because that's gonna help in the playoffs because you need to be able to control the ball better, control the clock, keep your defense fresh, don't get so pass happy, and score when you get there. So that tells me they're getting there, but they're just not good once they get in the red zone. So, and didn't Javonte have double-digit rushing touchdowns last year, and they were still
11?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
he had like 9. I think he had 9
Nah.
9 rushing touchdowns, but he could have had more.
Yeah, he definitely could have more.
Too.
But yeah, you know what? It's like between the 20s. Oh yeah, the Cowboys. Yeah, they was on fire. But soon you get past the 20, it's like here come the deer in headlights with Dak. And that's when Scotty start calling plays like he playing Tecmo Bowl. I mean, I'm like, come on, man. It's like you could tell what they practice and what they do what they don't practice, because the running game the running game last year was atrocious. It was, I mean, it going back to it's 3rd and 1, you in shotgun and you trying to throw a pass for a 1-yard pass in the red zone.
Cause they think Dak is the man, bro. It's see these stats I got up, bro. That's what they living off of, thinking he's this great quarterback, man. So they put the ball in his hands more than they should. That's the thing. They're blinded by this shit. Instead of looking at the games, where they come blind at is the defense this year, is the running game that year, or it's always something to cover their eyes of seeing that Dak Prescott just doesn't perform when he's called to perform, like he's paid to perform. They just look at, well, he did what he's supposed to do, or he had 373 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he did his job. Like, what are you asking for Dak? The penalties, what are the penalties? When the penalties on the offense, and he's the leader of the offense to keep them in line, so they should be in rhythm with him. You know what I'm saying? When they call in plays, shouldn't they be more disciplined under the quarterback who's supposed to be the leader, to be disciplined, to not have false starts, to not hold, whatever the fuck it is? He's supposed to be at helm on that and leading the offense, because he's the fucking quarterback. I mean, am I tripping that the expectations of the accountability should be on the quarterback more than shit everybody on the team, even the defense?
No.
You know what? If they would have went back to 2016 and just followed that blueprint, keep your offensive line at a all-pro level, have a good running game. You need one number 1 wide receiver, a tight end, and just have Dak to be the bus driver he is. We wouldn't be in this predicament. And boost up your defense. Keep Dak payroll low as a bus driver. Everything have been fine, but no. The Dakota witnesses, they want him to be the highest paid quarterback because they think that he better than Troy Aikman and Roger Staubach, even though both of them won 5 Super Bowls combined. But they all about stats, and that's the problem with the modern day Dallas Cowboy fans.
I am going to blame Dak for the red zone issues, because I just looked it up. Javonte, he had 11 rushing touchdowns last year. 10 of them were in the red zone, right? So pretty good red zone back. So that tells me Prescott, I think he had 30 touchdowns last year, which actually isn't that good for today's NFL standards, right?
It's not.
Multiple 0 touchdown games, I believe.
Yeah.
So that tells me that the fact that they're getting that many opportunities in the red zone, and Javonte had double-digit rushing touchdowns, and 10 out of 11 of them came within the 20-yard line, tells me it's Dak. It's the passing game that's not cashing in when they're getting there, right? So I think Aubrey third in the NFL. Player-wise, Aubrey was 3rd. So if you take Aubrey's points away, this is like a...
You said as a kicker? Hold on. You said as the kicker? He was 3rd in scoring points in the red zone?
No, Aubrey was just the 3rd overall player in the NFL in points. So he scored the 3rd most points in the league.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So he had a kicker and a running back, top 5 in scoring points in the league. Oh
yep.
Yeah.
So
shit.
To me, either you have Javonte rush for 25 touchdowns next year,
or Aubrey kick.
Or Prescott's going to get closer to 40 touchdowns, right? He's got to get 37, 38. Because if you think he has 7 or 8 more touchdowns in the red zone, that could be the difference between winning 7 games and 11 games.
Oh man,
right? 7 to 8 more
quarterback.
It's on the QB. It is in the red zone for sure.
Man, can't make this up. When people talking about
how clutch is he? How clutch is he? If it was on him to score in the red zone versus the kicker, the running back. That's your offense right there, the running back. Then your special teams with the kicker. But they count special teams as offense. That's why they lift him up as having the number 1 passing yards and the number 1 offense in the league because of Brandon Aubrey.
Yep.
And you saw that towards the end of the season, Brandon Aubrey started missing some kicks because they were overusing him.
Bro, he had to kick 17 field goals over 50 yards the whole season. 17. What kicker has to kick 17 field goals over 50 yards?
And you start missing some, his confidence level go down. But you don't blame the coach. You don't blame. I'm talking about the fan base. You don't blame the coach. But you blame the kicker.
Yep.
But you don't blame the quarterback because his ass can't get you down the field because a lot of times they go 3 and out because he's too busy looking 20 yards down the field. But you may have a running back or another slot receiver open that can get you first down. But he want to try to. I call it ESPN plays. Throw the ball all the way down the field and try to make the splash plays. No, that's not how NFL works all the time. Especially with this defense coming up, the Cowboys must, and I do mean they must sustain long drives to keep this defense off the field. The days of 3 and out and thinking that the defense can get the ball back, it's unknown.
Yeah,
it's unknown. And then I heard a lot of times that Shotty will call running plays, but Dak will audible out and call a passing play. And I heard that. I heard that from different on the radio. I saw it on X. I saw it, wherever, a lot of the social media about the Cowboys. I heard that too many times. So I'm like, Dak, you are not Romo. Romo is good doing that. But sometimes he got too big head for himself. That's when the head coach needs to go in on this quarterback and tell him, say, a lot of times, run the ball. So you can't throw it all the time. You know what? If I was defense coordinator, I would have 2 safety back, blitz up the middle, and see if Dak can beat me like that. And I really doubt that. So Dak is going to nut up. He's going to start blaming the offensive lineman, but it's your fault that you don't read through the progression in time.
Yep. I think we wasted a lot of offensive linemen under Dak Prescott.
Man. We have, man. Think about Zach Martin.
Good because Dak in the pocket is too slow in his progressions. Even he's the one. What isn't he the one that's supposed to set the protection? Right? What does the center do? Do the center call the center?
Yeah, he's supposed to call the plays, like the blocking scheme and stuff. Okay. But remember now, when they drafted Connor Beebe, he was I think was second team, Big 12 team, for playing tackle and guard. The Cowboy was the one to start him as a center, and he never played center before in college. And he's average at best. So
that's why they're talking about BB now.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have played BB as a guard, it would have been better. He would have been Zach Martin replacement. Like I said, man, everything about this team is setting up to be a freaking failure. Maybe that's why Jerry, Steven, and Will McClay so quiet right now.
That's
If
great.
you really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
But
I hate to be downer, but man, I don't see nothing positive with this team. I don't.
Yeah.
I can't. That's why I'm at 7 wins. I see us basically doing 7 wins, man, at the most for me. I really don't see no 12. I don't see. Put it like this: I don't see double-digit wins from this team.
Mm,
I
Because
got the same number. I got the same number at Dak, number 4. 4 wins this year.
man. Oh man. I think the first 4 or 5 games are going to be really telling for this team.
yeah,
Mhm.
even the Giants and the Red and Commanders.
Yes.
Gonna be tough games too. People are looking past them like they already got them checked as wins. I'm not too quick to
I know.
say that.
And then you know what? And I'm still proving otherwise. You can't say that the Cowboys are going to beat the 49ers or the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, the
The,
Cardinals.
the, the last 3 games Arizona played Cowboys, they beat the Cowboys.
That got beat by all 3 of those different quarterbacks too.
Yeah,
Kobe
and they got Green Bay this year too.
Murray, and got down
No eyebrow, no hair guy.
Josh.
The astro sign, the astrophysic.
Yeah, what's his name? I gotta get his name. he lost to Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett, and damn.
What's that guy name?
Man, I can't remember his name. Yeah, Joshua Dobbs.
Yeah, Dob. Man, Dob, he was on chalkboard just calling out the Cowboy. He just chalked their ass up.
We haven't beaten Arizona since 2017, I think it was. It was Monday
Yeah,
night.
it was.
Yeah.
And I keep telling people this: the Arizona last win last year was against the Cowboys,
That's wild, man.
and the offense made the Cardinal defense line look like they were the '85 Bears or the New York Giants Super Bowl team when they fought with the defensive linemen. They tore the Cowboys up. That was an embarrassment.
I thought Marvin Harrison went into a time capsule and actually played that game against Deron Bland. Do you see that? How Deron Bland got burnt in that game? Oh, man. The one game Marvin Harrison actually looked like a bona fide number 1 receiver.
I forgot about that. I did. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, and then people talking about they hyped up because Deron Bland and Revel because the Christian Parker is supposed to be a guru, a secondary guru.
Those dudes covered up injuries.
Big injuries too. Yeah, big injuries.
Big injuries, both of them.
You're right. And we don't know what to expect, especially Bland bad foot, Revel bad knees.
Yeah,
Bland's second surgery on the same foot. So
yes.
I think he tore a ligament. I don't know what kind of ligament tear he had, but I mean that's obviously not good for a corner. You could probably get away with that as an offensive lineman, but when you got what's that?
What's his name? Don't we got Carson? Is that another cornerback we got on our team?
Oh yeah, Caleb Carson.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
He's still on our
trash.
team.
Yeah, he's terrible. Who's our best? Is it Durant? I guess Kobe Durant, and that guy was let go.
That's why they saying we got to steal with Durant. We stole him.
Bro, the Rams know how to build a good team, man. You see, they traded for McDuffie. They get Myles Garrett. Like those are legit champion moves. Man.
Yes.
Bottom feeds, and they prop these players up like they're actually good. Jerry watched D. Winters pick off a 55-year-old Phillip Rivers last year for a pick 6, and he's like, give me that guy. That's the guy.
Stringer with the 49ers.
Exactly.
He played behind both of them got hurt. Fred Warner and what's his name? I forgot the other linebacker name, but he played behind both of them.
Oh yeah, you talking about the safety from the 49ers who we got?
No, the linebacker D. Winters.
I was saying you got the safety 5'11", 227, the safety we got from the 49ers.
Yeah.
That boy ain't no line. That boy ain't line. That boy is safety.
Look, as a backup, like as a rotational guy, I would have been totally fine with that. But they're like, all right, he's the starter next to Overshown, who can't finish a full season. It's like, what are they doing, man? After what you saw at linebacker last year, that's the best that you're gonna give us. Seriously, like you're not gonna attack that position with how bad it was last year. It's like they don't get it. Like they just don't know how to acquire talent. It's crazy.
I mean, no. And going back to the draft, when with the first pick, that the second first round pick, when they traded for, I mean, they drafted for Lawrence,
Yeah.
which was a huge reach for me. You could have got the linebackers that went in the second round instead, and all of them are suited better for the 3-4 than getting him.
True. Yeah, like
I don't
Rodriguez.
think they're gonna run a true 3-4 now, man. With the way he drafted and what they signed in free agency, this don't look like a true 3-4 defense to me.
Man, cause matter of fact, even before the draft, they had Louisville as the off. They gonna play him on the outside linebacker.
Yeah.
And to me, I would play him in the middle. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, no, man. I think it's the kiss of death when you see a linebacker get changed to an edge rusher after not doing anything the first 2 years in the league. That guy is definitely got to be on the roster bubble. Like, well, let's see if he's here, right? He's not a pass, on an edge guy. They don't know what to do with him, but he's a third round pick, right? So you got to give him. Is this his third year? I think so. You got to give him 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And you see what George put down. George put down.
Yeah, shout out to George, man. He been a subscribe to me for a minute, bro. I appreciate you, George.
Yeah, you see what George. I mean, you see, yeah.
About the Niners too, man. Yeah. D Winters is trash. Hey, George, what was the other linebacker y'all had behind? It was
Greenlaw,
Fred Warner, and some other guy.
Yeah, Greenlaw.
Yeah.
That's who it was. Because when we faced them, what did Dak do against Greenlaw and Fred Warner?
Pick. Fred Warner picked him up.
Every time we see the Niners, he fought against them.
Yeah.
Man. Dak goes to the offense and Dak raises up the cap. You can't build a top defensive football salary. That's one-on-one.
Even if they did have salary cap, though, I still wouldn't trust this front office to make the right moves.
I don't either, man. I don't either. I mean, you know what? The Cowboys in the past, they have had teams that can make it to the playoffs, but up here, that's when they go soft. It's like as soon they get here, Jerry got the pliers and cut their balls off, and neuter them.
I've never seen anything like it. I think we point to that Green Bay game. Like, I know Dak was a huge part of that game, but when I look back at that game, it's like I've never seen a team look so unprepared for the postseason. It's almost like they packed it in the week before. It's like, okay, we did our job for the year. I've never seen that before. Just lack of preparedness and just physicality against a 7 seed Green Bay team. I've never seen that before.
Man, you know what? Because see, first I was all hyped up. I thought the Cowboys were going to smash them, but pregame show when they had showing the players, uncensored Cowboy. Shout out to him. He brought this up. Whenever you see that press card start sweating before the game, that means the Cowboys are going to lose. And he was sweating like he was outside right now in Dallas, Texas, in 100 degrees weather. And then, I mean, just looking at the team, just their body language, I was like, something wrong. Something is not right. And they played. I mean, the Green Bay went down, scored first, and then the Cowboys went 3 and out. I'm like, yep, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, I've never had that feeling with Romo as a quarterback. At least, like, if you went down early, you would think, okay, he's going to figure some things out, with the defense and make some plays. But if you go down early with Dak, it's like, you might as well just turn the game off. It's over.
You can damn near tell by the first quarter how Dak play, how the game gonna play out.
You do.
If he don't have a 14-point lead and he hasn't thrown an interception or fumble, we might win this game right here. But if he start off with a pick or 2 or 3 and outs, and we can't score till like almost the second half about to start, or so go to the second half, you on pins and needles for the rest of the game, or whether we gonna win. That's just how it goes.
And really, you can't blame Shotty for this. You got to blame the ball carrier, which is Dak. Dak control on offense. He controlled the ball 100% of the time. And the fact that people want to call him a leader, he's not a leader. He's not.
With Dak Prescott?
Yeah. You got the
his leadership either. No, I don't.
Man, I can't even say who the leader of this team is because there's no dogs. There's no dogs on this team. It's more like bunny rabbits.
If you had to pick one player from each side of the ball who you would put as, I guess, the best leader, who would you say? I would probably say Tyler Smith on offense, which isn't saying much. Like, he's a guard, but he's a good player, but you typically want that guy to be your quarterback, right? So I would probably say Tyler Smith, and then defense against Caleb Downs, rookie.
Man, we haven't even seen the rookie yet.
I can't say Caleb Downs because
if he stay healthy, I would give it to Overshawn if he can stay healthy because his play to me seemed like his dog. When he's healthy and out there, man, he everywhere.
Yeah. Man, you know what? I'm gonna say on defense, I want it to be Quentin Williams because it starts from the defensive line. I want him to not be that choir boy. I need him to be that beast, that dog, that getting people face. Hey man, no, you playing out of position. I need him to do that. On offense, you know what? With his emotion, I will say Pickens with his emotion, but can't do that. So as far as who could be the leader of offense, I don't know, man. I don't know because everybody, it's like Chris Canty said years ago, playing for the Dallas Cowboys is like you already won Super Bowl. You don't have that hunger. And right now, I don't see anybody on this team that's starving.
Well said.
And I don't see it. And it ain't Dak because when Dak was telling media that Pickens he needs to just sign his franchise tag and just be done with it. Come on, you'll get paid later.
You got to keep another man's money out of your mouth. I'm sorry.
I'm like that. We can even talk about how you stealing money.
Yeah, easily.
So we can even talk about how much you stealing money. I mean, even with this new contract, you're not even have even a sniff of playoffs since you signed that stupid contract. And they have the nerve to try to. Remember the first year he signed a contract, he gonna tell Trey Lance about this team sucks.
Man, shit, this dude
I'm like,
games the last 2 seasons, bro.
I'm like, fool, you the one. And then last year, he gonna play the second Giants game because he tried padding his stats. Yeah, and after halftime, they said his butt down because he would get his butt kicked. They ain't want to embarrass himself.
Man, there's your leader right there, man, on the sideline saying we fucking suck. It's like, would you ever see Troy Aikman, Roger Staubach saying that on the sideline?
Nope. Danny White,
Romo. No, those guys wouldn't say that either. So I think that sets a tone for the entire roster, and it starts at the top, right? So
29 interceptions in 33 games.
That's crazy. Crazy stat. But he's clutch. Not
Oh
just
yeah, he clutch. Yeah.
number one.
Number one at that. Man.
I mean, I like PFF, but that makes me think twice about what they're doing over there. I like their grading system, but when they come out with stuff like this, it's almost like they're like rage baiting people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on, man. We watched it. Well, maybe they don't really go by watching the games. It come more from Cowboy fans who actually watch the games that be real about what's going on with what they see. Because maybe I'll speak for myself. I watched him against the Bears. I watched him against Arizona Cardinals. I watched him against Carolina when it was 10 minutes left in the game and he had 2 possessions to go be clutch. One was in the red zone. He wasn't clutch then. Got the ball back again. About like 6 or 5 minutes left. Wasn't clutch then. This was all last season as they propped him up to be the most clutch quarterback in 2025. He wasn't clutch against the Vikings. He wasn't clutch against Denver.
Arizona.
Clutch against those
Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to just look past that shit and be like, yeah, PFF rated him the number one clutch quarterback just because PFF said it and I've watched the games.
And just because they had a 3-game winning streak against the Raiders, Eagles, and the Chiefs don't mean nothing.
I think that's the most frustrating thing. Is like we are seeing the games with our eyes. We're watching the game, right? And then you have these organizations putting out these stats that contradict what we're seeing with our eyes that we know to be true, right? We watch the games. We can see how he's not coming up with big moments, and then they come up with rankings like this that contradict that. That's why it's so frustrating. It's like, what are they basing this on? How are they making rankings?
Right.
How? Do they just have a bunch of guys getting together in a room and just ranking these guys? How are they grading these players, these clutch genes? Because he certainly hasn't been it, for the majority of his career.
That's my question. The sport, like, how are they mathing this math with these stats? Where are they bringing the data from? Like, they saying certain things with the data, but it doesn't match up. Like, am I missing the definition of clutch?
I don't think.
Yeah, but if you go by what they said by Dak, oh yeah, we definitely missing a definition of clutch.
Because clutch means at the biggest moment, at the biggest time, at the biggest stakes, where you know what I'm saying? The biggest time. And to me, I'm gonna say the Super Bowl and then the NFC playoffs to get to the Super Bowl, but they're even saying in the regular season. So if you're gonna bring it to the regular season, it gotta be against good teams. It can't be against teams you done played against for 11 seasons and mediocre teams coming in the league where they 1-5 or 2-10. I mean, I'm talking about clutch against prominent teams that match up with you. If you 10-5, they 10-5. If you 12-2, they 12-2. Or close to somewhere 7-1 or 6-2. You feel what I'm saying? You're going against a formidable opponent. And you being clutch at a time to go against a good team and beat a good team, or being clutch in the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. That's what I base clutch on. Not just putting up numbers that might be better in the regular season when the context of the games is not in what's formulated to be what's called clutch. You feel what I'm saying? Like, is there 2 definitions for the word clutch?
No, you're right. I'm looking it up here. The rankings are driven primarily by PFF's passing grade, not by wins or game-winning drives. That's all I need to know. I mean, they're obviously not including the playoffs in this grading system because Dak would be in the bottom 5. So, I mean, what is that? I mean, rankings are kind of meaningless at the end of the day, right? They're so subjective. So, Yeah, it doesn't mean much to me anymore.
Man, that's. But to put that out there like that, sport and champ, it's kind of like ovulating what or who Dak is as a player because it gives him the hype that he's this great quarterback and he's doing what he's supposed to do, but it shuns the rest of the team. Like it's lifting him up, but it's putting down everybody else. But he's a Dallas Cowboy just like everybody else. So why is he taking the criticism and the fall for the team as a whole, like the defense and some offensive linemen or a coach we didn't have or we should have? Like they say we should have had Sean McVay. He would have won 3 Super Bowls. You feel what I'm saying? Why
Yeah.
it's still he's a part of the team and his position is where this how he's paid. He's the most accountable to the position because he plays the quarterback position, man. It just befuddles me how we could
You know how
be
how they
called
say
haters and
that
should join another team because we criticize this guy because he's not living up to the standard we think.
you know how
Go
they
ahead.
say that Dak don't play defense, but it is his fault when when the Cowboys go 3 and out on offense because they throw 3 straight passes. And a lot of times either you gotta try to catch it high or shoestring, and receivers don't get it, and the defense gets tired because they're constantly out there on the field because the offense can fail to go down the field.
Hmm.
I'm like, come on, it's his fault.
Dak gets paid the most for a reason, right? I mean, he's the guy that needs to make the most plays, whether Dak fans like it or not. He has to be the one that steps up in these big spots. Like if the defense is having a bad day, he needs to be the one that rallies the troops and says, "Hey, we got to be on our game today." And there were too many of those games where they just no-showed, like Minnesota, Arizona, even the Carolina game at the end, where they had an opportunity to win the game at the end. They kick a field goal, I think, and then Carolina goes down and wins. So it's moments like that where it's like if you just would have won three or four of those moments that would have gotten them to a 10 or 11 win range, then he might have gotten a little bit more slack. But the fact that we knew how bad the defense was last year and they still no-showed in multiple games with how much he's getting paid, like it's just unacceptable. Like if you perform like that at your job, you get fired, because you're getting paid the most, you get the most responsibility. You're the veteran of the team. You're the longest tenured Cowboy at this point. So you are the Cowboys. And it's been 11 years, man. I'm so tired of this shit. Like I'm okay with a reset. I know it's probably not going to be, easy to do in the beginning with a rookie quarterback, but it's like, we know what Dak is. We're just treading water, man. It's like the same shit.
We're
like,
doggy paddling.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same stuff every year. Just feels like he's been the quarterback for 25 years, and we're just waiting. There's got to be something else out there, man. Just tired of it. So.
Me too. I mean, man, and you see all of this. I've been a Cowboy fan since '77 when I was a little boy. So, but the '90s, that was my era when they won a Super Bowl. I actually enjoyed that. I just feel sorry for everybody born after that time because the way things look like, it's like Cowboys ain't gonna win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. Especially when we got old man urine pants running the show. And because they're too scared to move on from that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't be scared. You can't be scared trying to be a general manager. You got to make the tough decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Because, see, with me, I would have never signed Dak. I would never give Dak a third contract. Dak Dak and McCarthy, they both would have been gone at the same time.
Dak would have been gone in 2020, bro. Some people say 2019. I kind of agree with that, man. 2019, 2020, because I started to lose it for him in 2021.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Because man, even back then, I was arguing with another YouTuber about the Cowboys giving him a contract back then. But when they made him the highest paid player, make $40 million. Okay, I said, okay, let's see what can he do. Got into the playoffs and choked.
I was saying, that what was that 2023 season, that off season coming into 2024, during the 2024 off season coming into the season. I was like, man, Jerry Jones, you better not extend this guy.
And he did.
Him. And it got down to the damn first game of the season, the morning of the first game of the season, and here they go, extending his ass. And he only played 3 games. I mean, well, no, he only played 8 games, went 3-5.
3-5, yeah. So
Yeah.
I saw some. I think I started to have doubts like after that Rams playoff game where I saw him score. I think he scored like 1 touchdown in the first quarter to Amari Cooper, and then they like disappeared for the second and third quarter. It's like I think I started to have some thoughts that okay, this is a guy you can't really put the entire team on in the playoffs. Like he needs a lot of help, right? And then you're going to pay him as a top quarterback in the league. So that's when I started to have issues is like after that 2018 playoff loss to the Rams. And then he has a serious injury in 2020 and then they still pay him like a top guy. And, we dog on Dak a lot, but it's like a big part of his game in the past was that dual threat. Like he would run a lot more. And in today's NFL, you kind of need that. Like you need to be able to run when you have to. Yeah. And he's almost strictly a pocket passer now. Like he'll take off a few times maybe during the game, but not as nearly as much as what I think you need to do in today's NFL to keep a defense honest. Like when it's 3rd and 4, I don't feel confident he's going to get outside the pocket and run for 6 yards for a first down.
Yeah, he showed that in 2022 when it was 2nd and 2, and he threw that pick to Fred Warner when he could have the middle was wide open. All he had to do was just take off and run. He could have slid for 3 yards.
Yeah, defense on heels. Yeah, like yeah, that was going to be an easy touchdown. The defense
easy.
Yeah, and then that turned the entire side of the game.
I hate the sport, man. I gotta say this real quick. This the shit that gets me about these Cowboy fans that say, do I watch football? When that particular game right there at that moment about being clutch. This is why I totally disagree with Dak Prescott being clutch at any time in his career. I don't give a fuck what they talking about this past season. Clutch is when we're going into halftime. We could go up 7 points. We're at I think it was like I want to say the 12 to the 14-yard line or something. We're in the red zone. We damn near close to the end zone.
It was 6-6. It was tied.
It's 2nd and 2. You could just fall on the ball. We'll be 3rd and 2. But you don't turn the ball over. You could have ran for it right there. This will make you legendary. And this is what I'm talking about. This dude when I made that video talking about giving Dak his flowers. You give Dak his flowers after plays like this. You just run for the first down and we score a touchdown, bro. You don't throw an interception.
Yeah, the NFL is about moments, man. It's about those game-defining moments that you remember. Like Eli Manning, for example. He probably will be in the Hall of Fame just based on, how he won the 2 championships versus Tom Brady. But I remember that Manningham sideline pass or the David Tyree catch, getting out of a sack. Like that's what defines careers. Like obviously Dak has to be a part of NFL history, but you can't think of those game-defining moments in Dak's career that you can't write the NFL without, So he hasn't had enough of those moments. Like you said, like it could have been in that 49ers game where he had the ball down, I think 19-12. He had like 2 minutes left in the game. Incomplete pass, almost gets picked, I think, on the first pass to Ferguson, right? So it's like those are the moments. You could rack up all the stats you want over his career, but that drive alone in that second 49ers game
Mhm.
could have defined his career for
Yes.
being worse. You know,
Yes.
so he hasn't had that moment, and we're
It's
talking.
an NFC Championship game, right? Wouldn't that have been the NFC Championship game? Because
Yeah,
we beat Tampa Bay, right, in the wild card game. That was the
Yep.
divisional game.
Yep.
That would have been the NFC Championship game. We would have been hosting or been possibly hosting. We would have been hosting
I think we could have played Philly. I think Philly would have been the team we played in the championship
NFC
game.
Championship game.
Yeah,
So
I don't know if it would have
Philly.
been home
I don't know if at home or away. I can't remember, but it would have been an NFC Championship game
against a divisional, team where he plays well against.
Right.
So that could have been it right there. You have to win that game.
You have to.
That. Yeah.
That's clutch. That's giving flowers for a reason. That's big time winning, man. That's what I'm talking about. What am I missing something here in the sport?
No, we can't even get in the playoffs now. I mean, if we miss the playoffs this year, that's third straight year. That's the first time, I think, since the Jason Garrett era that we haven't made the playoffs 3 years in a row. And when you're paying a quarterback like Dak, making that much money, that just is unacceptable. So that's just a game that he had to win, because you don't get a lot of opportunities like that, in the NFL, in the playoffs like that, against a rookie quarterback who they pretty much just made a bus driver for that entire game. Defense holds the Niners to 19 points, and you can't come up with more than 12 points in a divisional game. It's like, I remember watching the other 3 games of that weekend, and they were really good games. And then you had the Niners and the Cowboys, which is supposed to be like this historic rivalry in the NFL. It was just a snooze fest. I mean, it was like, I can't believe he's no showing again. Second year in a row in the playoffs. And you have to go by the evidence. You have to go by the stats. And this is what we have. So I think it's in our human nature to be optimistic as sports fans, and just optimistic as humans in general. Like, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
We're in year 11, man. Like, there's time left. He's got a few years left. I mean, the only reason why he has a few years left, at least to the Cowboys, because of his salary and his contract.
Yep. That's it. It's not performance. It's not ROI. His return on investment is none of that. No. Right, exactly. It's about his contract.
His salary is guaranteed this year and next year. So the earliest they can get out of this is 2028.
Realistically, on that, unless they want to take a enormous hit.
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we are, man. That's why I was so disappointed when they hired Shoddy. It's like, all right, if you're going to have a few years left with Prescott, at least get a bona fide coach in here.
Yeah.
To minimize his deficiencies and know how to win in big spots, But to hire Schottenheimer, who they just don't pay coaches. They don't pay coaches top dollar. I've never gotten that with Jerry. Like, he's overpaid for players. He's extended players that maybe we've disagreed with in the past, but he's never overpaid for a coach.
Nope.
Maybe you could argue since Parcells, and Parcells, I think, was the guy that took us out of the dumpster fire that was the Dave Camp era. He found Romo.
What was that? 2006, 7, some shit. Like, when the Parcells come?
From 03 to 06.
Okay, 03 to 06.
Yeah, he had Quincy the first year.
Okay.
He made the playoffs. So ever since then, man.
Hey, I'll pull the Broncos and take the hit. Ooh. I mean, they got a good quarterback. They tried. They stepped out there. I get it. And they got some return with their quarterback. This what is what's his name? The Broncos quarterback?
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, yeah. This is what? He going into his second or third year? Second year? Third? This would be his he going into his third year. Okay.
Yeah.
Third year.
And
he's already paid dividends.
Yeah, he would have had an AFC championship appearance. He got hurt, in the divisional round.
Yeah.
So and great head coach, Super Bowl winning head coach, Sean Payton, quarterback guru. So good things can happen when you take a chance on a quarterback in the draft in the first round, and you have a really good head coach and you have a really good defense. But the Cowboys don't have any of that right now.
Yeah, they don't even have nothing that's going to exploit the run game. So we losing on all fronts. Those three key: having a run game and playing defense with a good coach. Defense and the run game we do not have, bro.
Man,
But we got this number one first quarterback in passing in clutch situations that went 10, 14, and 1 the last 2 seasons.
I mean, you might as well just call us the Cincinnati Bengals of the NFC with a crappier quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically.
That's what we are, right? I mean,
That's what it looks like to me.
I think I think most people in this chat would definitely take Joe Burrow over Prescott. I know I would. I know he's, but I think if you put Joe Burrow on this Cowboys team,
yeah, the team with that Dak has had,
get him to the playoffs.
Oh man, please! He carried a terrible offensive line and a subpar defense to a Super Bowl. Come on, man! Are you kidding me? But we get complaints. We get a bottle of sauce of excuses about Dak Prescott not having a run game when Pollard went out in 2022 against the Niners. When Jalen Hurts and goddamn Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowls without run games. We talking about a divisional playoff game when they went to Super Bowls and won without a run game. That's the shit I be talking about, how they make excuses for Dak Prescott, man. But they say he's elite. They want to flatter you with all these bullshit stats, especially what's going on now. That, oh, he's this, he's that versus this, and this many years he gets this, man.
They're gonna.
He's so much that, and he's so elite. Why do you complain that we didn't have a run game with Pollard when he got hurt? When two quarterbacks has proven in Super Bowls that they had to do it without their run game.
Yeah, it's a straw man bullshit argument. You talked about that drive that he threw the pick before halftime. It's like, okay, if you score a field goal or a touchdown there, the game at the very least is tied, or you're going up, and you're not having to make that 2-minute drive at the end of the game to at least tie or win it. But because of your turnover, that's why we're in this spot. So it's going to be easy to pin it on any other player, because anything that's going to deflect the blame from Dak is what they're looking to do. They don't want to put the blame on the most important player on the Cowboys. But the fact of the matter is, he's a quarterback. He gets paid differently than everybody else because he harbors the most responsibility out of anybody on the roster. I mean, that's like saying the janitor should get paid the same as the CEO. It's like, that's just not the way it is.
No,
like, the most for a reason.
Right, you get the most for a reason. And if he's not living up to that reason, being top 5 elite, second team All Pro, runner up the MVP, the most clutch quarterback in the league, if he's not living up to that reason he's supposed to be getting paid for, are we supposed to just be quiet and say, well, he did play good?
Man, it's crazy work, man. I think another big part of it is this front office. They've gotten lucky with the quarterback position the past 2 times. I mean, you say what you want to say about Dak.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? Just in general, they haven't had to draft a quarterback high since Aikman, right? So they lucked into Romo as an undrafted guy. They get Dak as
relevant.
Yeah, they don't know how to find quarterbacks. They haven't had to really scout for that in over 30 years. So I think they're scared. I don't think they know how to start over with the quarterback in the draft.
You're right.
And when you look at Jerry Jones and his mortality being in his 80s, he doesn't want to start over because he's pretty much packing it in, right?
Yeah.
So I think he's kind of hanging on for dear life. It's like, we got 2 more years of Prescott. Come on, we got to try something, because that's the only hope he has moving forward.
Yeah, right.
He's not going to sign a Mac Jones in free agency or something and be optimistic about that. You can only sell so much snake oil to the fans. All right. So I think this is his last hurrah that he's hoping for, like a miracle happens. But I mean, I just don't see it happening with this guy.
And that's really what's hurting the team. You're right, man. he on his last hurrah. He like, we can get it done. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They're still selling out the stadium, right? They're still making money.
If Jared was 40 years younger, he probably would have moved on from Dak by now.
I think so.
He would have moved on from Dak by now.
Yeah.
If he was 40 years younger and they had a little bit more experience and just because back then he was taking chances. He would take more chances. It's like he don't take as many chances as he used to.
No.
And if you do, it backfires. It's not the right. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew it was like he was more keen on knowing that I'm taking a chance on something I know that's fucking gonna work. And this is gonna work. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm gonna do this. I know it's gonna work. Bam. You know what I'm saying? However, he was convinced. His final thought was, "Fuck it, let's do it." You know what I'm saying? But I don't. You right. You're right. He 80 now. He 82 actually, and he's looking on like that last hurrah. Like I've done it 3 times before. I know I got it in me one more good time. That's a gambler's attitude, and he's the perfect example of a gambler. Jerry is a gambler to his heart, bro. He's a gambler to his heart, and that's and you said it right there, bro. That's exactly
and I think he's had to like make a transition with Steven and giving him more responsibility because he's going to be the guy that runs the show after Jerry dies. You know, so he almost had to. I think you could say within the past 5 years, he's kind of not been involved as much. He's not making the bigger decisions that he might have done in the past with the big trades and things like that. So I think he's realizing his own mortality, saying, okay, for the betterment of because it's a family business to him, right? He said it in that documentary on Netflix. He wants to keep the Cowboys within the family. So he wants to make sure that Steven is ready after he dies to be able to kind of keep things going. So that's probably part of it too, as to why he's not doing as much as he has been.
Yeah, I can see that. It's man, and I get it. He's a gambler, but sometimes you gotta know when to fold him, Jerry. You gotta know when to hold him. And the decision to give that extension in 2024 was when you should have folded them cards, bro. You should have folded them right there, man, because it played out exactly. He would have been a cash winner because that got hurt. Ain't no way after getting hurt twice like that, he would have signed him to another contract. I don't think he would have been on the team. I'm thinking, but it might be a little doubt that they gave him a contract the first time after he got hurt. So it probably would have been 50-50. But to me, that would have been a time where he could have just been like moved on from him.
Yeah,
it would have been no backlash because you were like, well, Jerry didn't sign him. He made the right decision because he got hurt.
Got hurt, right?
You know what I'm saying? He made the right decision.
Yeah. It stinks, man, because like this next year's draft is pretty quarterback heavy. I'm not going to say you're going to find the next Tom Brady or anything, but you could find legit starters in this next draft. And we know Jerry, like he's not going to pull a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, where you draft a quarterback in the first round when you have a team that he thinks they can compete, right? Every year he thinks the Cowboys compete for a championship, even though we know we could see on this roster it's not going to happen, right? But Jerry thinks that. This next year is the year where you really want to try to get a quarterback. You get some capital, move up and get a guy, but they're not going to do it, because they have Dak for another year. So I wish they would think more big picture and actually think about drafting a quarterback next year. With the they have one first round pick now because they traded the other one for Quinnen Williams, right? Mm-hmm. So they're not going to use their one first round draft pick back. If they trade down, they could maybe get that Sorley guy that he tried to come out for the supplemental draft. He got caught for gambling in college.
I heard something like that.
Yeah. So he's going to be in the draft next year. So maybe they take a risk on somebody like that. But they just need to have somebody behind him now that can at least put the pressure on him a little bit for the next 2 years. It's like Sam Howell and Joe Milton. These guys are not going to win games. I'm sorry. So
they won't even get the opportunity. When there been opportunity for Trey Lance and Joe Milton to really come in and show what they can do, it was opportunity. It was there. It was set, but they still didn't do it. I don't. Yeah.
Well, the time's running out, man. He's got a few years left. I know we gotta hold on as hard as we can, but um, this is the window that they think they have. It's 2 years with Dak and Schottenheimer. They're tied. They're kind of tied at the hip now. I think. I don't think they're going to fire Schottenheimer while they still have Dak, and I don't think they're going to get rid of Dak while they still have Schottenheimer. You know, so I think when one of them is going to go, the other one's going to go too. So,
you think Dak and Schottenheimer be going at the same time?
I think so. I think Shotty was a big reason why he was hired because of Dak. I think Dak was a big part of that.
Yeah.
So would they get rid of Dak's guy before Dak leaves? I don't think so. I don't think Schottenheimer has shown enough as a head coach just yet to earn that job. Without Dak, I think they're kind of hip.
Yeah, they connected at the hip. Yeah. They'll get rid of both of them and then start up. Yeah, but yeah,
that's what I would do, man. Like,
I don't think Schottenheimer is that good of a coach either, and they saying he's changing the culture again this year. But that's
you know what changes the culture? Winning football games.
Yeah, man.
Not losing against Arizona and Minnesota, 2 teams that had nothing to play for, and you had everything to play for at the end of the year. I saw, at least you could say with like guys like Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy, you could sense that the team was still playing somewhat hard at the end of the year. And I saw this team kind of lighten up and kind of fold before the season was over. And I don't like that, especially when they're preaching about Schottenheimer's culture change and how he's a tough-minded coach. He's a player's coach, things like that. So I don't have high hopes for him. I hope I'm wrong, but just from what I've seen in this year's sample size, I don't think he's going to even win a playoff game, let alone make the playoffs as head coach.
Yeah, I only see 7 wins. That's it. It's gonna be like what we went 8-8, but with that Jason Garrett.
Yeah,
this is gonna be a 7-7-7 under goddamn Schottenheimer. I'm telling you, man, watch. We don't all the topics and things we talked about on this live right here, man. You and when Chance was here, all of that is key to why I say we're not no playoff team. We're not gonna have no double-digit wins. It's because of the first time DC, a head coach who you or I had no respect for as leading his team as a head coach. And I said this when he was hired. Nah. He's got 11-year vet that is still working on his footwork and still trying to read defenses but he's clutch. But I'm like, come really? We went from a 4-3 to a 3-4, but we're signing and drafting players that run a 4-3. We're depending on a rookie cornerback to change the mentality of the defense, to change the play of the defense. With a rookie DC coach, so we relying on 2 rookies at the 2 key position. Well, you can say safety is a key position, but I would say more front line. Yeah. You're responsible for a touchdown or not, and for the position that you're playing. In some cases, we're relying on all this to just change from what we are and be a playoff team, winning the division, going 12-5, 13-4, 14-2, and going to the Super Bowl.
No chance. No chance. I think they're depending on the offense just kind of picking up where they did last year, whatever that's worth. I don't think they were as good as what the stats said. And then I think a lot of fans are just depending on this defense, just kind of turning the light switch on and starting fast. Like they're switching schemes with a new coach, with a lot of new players. There's a lot of turnover in this defense. Yes. It might take them 7-8 games to kind of understand the system completely. So when you're starting the season against, pretty good offenses, like Baltimore, Tampa, Green Bay, Philly, that's going to be hard on that defense in the beginning of the year to kind of show up. And, let's not talk about the defenses that the Cowboys offense has to go up against with, like Houston, Baltimore shows good defense. Teams like that early on, especially the way they made the schedule with the travel aspect of it, it's going to be really tough for them to start fast. So, man, if they get
the third game with Baltimore, the sport, and that's going to be in Brazil. So
right.
how is that defense going to be? Like you knew you're not really at home where you can even get that home, that comfort. At least get that type of advantage being at home and being, you know what I'm saying? Be comfortable or whatever. You can relax a little bit and just play.
Yeah, and then you go to Houston. Then you're a short week. They didn't even give you the bye at Houston, and then you have another short week against Tampa on that Thursday. It's like, and then you got Green Bay and Philly back to back. Both road games.
This is a tough ass schedule. That's like the first 7-8 weeks of the season.
Yeah, and that's when the defense is just going to be getting their feet wet. We don't know what the Giants and Commanders are going to be. They could be better than last year.
Yeah. That's why that's 50-50 to me. I can't just give that to the Cowboys automatically. Being realistic.
Maybe 7 years ago when Dak was beaten up on the division.
Yeah.
But it's not 2019 anymore, man.
No, it's not. Nope.
So I'm not going to give them that. And I mean, I think both the Giants and the Commanders have head coaching advantages. I would take Harbaugh and I would take Dan Quinn over Schottenheimer.
Yeah, I would too.
Easy.
Too much experience with them. They have too much experience with winning. You can say
Super Bowl championship.
Yes.
Dan Quinn's been to Super Bowl. He's been to a conference championship games. What has Schottenheimer done as a head coach?
He's going up against too much experience. And then with our rookie DC going up against those, man. Come on.
Yeah.
He hasn't called plays. He's been behind Big Fangio and what's the guy from Denver?
Well, Fangio was in Denver too.
Yeah, so but he was still there when Fangio went to the Eagles, and he was still under that other DC with Denver. I forget his name, but he was still there under that DC when Fangio went to the Eagles, and then he went to the Eagles under Fangio.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in Green Bay too for a little bit, but he was
Van Joseph. I think it was is that the DC for Denver, Vance Joseph?
Vance Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's not those guys. He's Christian Parker. They call plays. They manage defenses. From the coordinators to the players on every level. He managed that and called plays with that. He hasn't done this. He hasn't done this. So
yeah.
I'm
skeptical. It's not like he's going and driving a Mercedes Benz, with this defensive personnel either. He's coming into like an old 1983 Toyota Camry that can't stop the pass and can't rush the passer. It's like they did the same thing with Rod Marinelli. I remember like in the mid 2010s, like they didn't have good defensive linemen, but they just propped up Rod Marinelli like he was going to figure it out. It's like, oh, they'll just coach him up. They're doing the same thing with the secondary. It's like, all right, Deron Bland, he'll come back hopefully. They got a bunch of Jags, from other teams. Like they got Durant and all that. Oh, Christian Parker's a secondary guy, so he'll coach him up. We'll be fine there. It's like, no. You got to give these coaches good players. That's how you win in the playoffs. That's how you get to the playoffs, when you go up against the good teams. Like this roster is not full of depth. It's very, very top heavy, and not even at most positions. Like it's not heavy at tight end. It's not heavy at offensive tackle, linebacker, corner. Like those are glaring weaknesses that they just didn't address for whatever reason. It's really odd, man. I don't know. What's everybody saying in the chat?
Dak Lewis. Oh, no, hold up. Let me bring you up. Oh, damn, my bad. Let me bring you up. Who's that? They got in there. Study and you will find your answers. What you got, man? Unmute yourself.
What up, family?
What's going on?
So, man.
Y'all don't like Parker?
I ain't say I don't like him. I just don't think he got the experience that they're hyping him up to be. But they were already putting him at a top 10 defense and saying he's a head coach in waiting. And he hasn't even did nothing as a DC.
Did you watch my stream? Yesterday?
No, I ain't see it.
I go back and check it out.
What's your thoughts on him then?
He was ranked 32. In defense, 31, 32 last year, right?
32 total yards. Yeah.
Now we still got pieces we need to fix. And I keep telling about it. So when you got something like this kind of defense, it's gonna take time to install your system. It's gonna take time to weed out the bad players. We don't even know who's on board and who is not on board yet. You know, there's more pieces that we need to add on. You know, Overshawn might be out here, or a lot of other players might be out here on defensive line. We still need to get younger up front. We need a stalling system that we can depend on that can win championships. Can at least win. We only won 7 games last year, and that defense was treacherous. And I'm not saying it's any better now, but I'm saying it's going to take time to install the system. It's going to take time to get the right players in here. It's going to take time to get the right scheme going. And is Parker the right man? I don't know. I mean, it could be. I mean, we need a fresher breath of air in here because we done had old coaches in here. We done had old heads in here. We done had Dan Quinn in here. We done had the guy that came after Dan Quinn. We done had the coach before Dan Quinn. Remember, we had veterans in here already.
Yeah, I get you, OG, but I'm not disagreeing with nothing you saying right now. But I'm just saying it's premature for these Slurpees to be propping him up as the next head coach in waiting right now, and he ain't even proved nothing at DC. It's to me, it's the hype they're selling and putting out there when it's not warranted. You feel what I'm saying? Right. I get it. It's gonna take him time. That's why I'm saying I feel sorry for Christian Parker. Because you see how they hyping him up right now? And what you're saying is it's gonna take time for him to do all that, which I totally agree. But I'm not going to tell you no wolf tickets about how great he's going to be at the same time when realistically he needs time to gel these players together, get the right team, build the system as a defense. That's not going to happen in no 7 months, bro.
Exactly. When you are the worst defense in NFL history last year, the worst, and he got rid of about like 10, 11 players last year. They're not even on the roster. And then you're like, okay, well, damn, like, how can I fix this thing? That, you know, I mean, we are going to have issues in the first. We might have issues all season. We may have issues all season still because we still need to hold these guys accountable. We need to figure out who is in and who is out. Who is about themselves and who wants to win ball games and who wants to win to go to the playoffs, and who's about that money. Everybody about that money, but who is dedicated to winning? And now, you know, we are seeing some bad seeds still about, you know, hey, guys out there doing some stuff, you know, we don't want no trouble players, no guys that can't follow curfew, no guys that can't not discipline hard heads. And from what I'm seeing now, I like the way he's teaching. I like the way he's going about how to get guys lined up and get them disciplined. But would that come over in training camp? Would that help us? Yeah, I think so. But we'll find out. And then and going in the off-season games, the preseason games and throughout the season, I'm hoping that perspires that transcribes into winning. We need a formula of winning. And then once we start winning on defense, first of all, we need to start winning on defense. How do you get off the field on third downs? On the fucking you got him in second and 8, and then second, and then third and fourth, or fucking third and 8, whatever. Get off the field to get them the ball back. We need to figure out a scheme to come up with that kind of shit to get the players that want to come out and win. That wants a change. We need the guys getting guys mind. Who wants to change? We have been in a losing culture for 30 fucking years already. So if we could try to get a defense in there that can help winning, because we already know that we was the most penalized team in the NFL last year. The most penalized. I hope everybody gets in their head. When you are the most penalized team in 2026, that carries over to 2027. I'm sorry, 25 plus penalized team in 2025. That carries over to 2026. I'm sorry about that. I have to go back and rebut that. That carries over. But have we corrected those issues from 2025? And that's what I'm looking forward to, going to the training camp and looking at the preseason into the season. Have we fixed those problems? Because we ain't going to no ball games. Don't give a fuck if you got 85 Bears in here. If we ain't corrected those problems on defense and penalties, and then the mistakes that we did, and offense for sure, scoring points, and then figure out what the problem is, and then I think that we still gonna have a losing season. But I will figure it out going forward.
Yeah, look, I liked the hire. I did, because it was different, right? They didn't go the retread route like they've done in the past, and I'm for it because I think sometimes when there's an unknown there with a coach, where it can be kind of a boomer bust situation, you like that better than the coach where you kind of know what they are at this point, right? I think the issue that I have is that they just haven't given them enough dogs. They haven't given them enough talent to actually bring a defense from 32nd to 10 to 15. Because I don't think the offense is good enough to have a defense that's ranked 20th in total yards, let's say. So if he had better players, I'd be more optimistic about it, because that puts less pressure on Parker to do so much in the beginning in terms of getting the players to learn the scheme. So I need better players on defense. And I think I get why they changed from a 4-3 to a 3-4. And it's mainly because, at least what I think, because of Micah. Micah did not want to be a stand-up linebacker. He didn't want to rush from the outside like DeMarcus Ware did. He wanted to be a hand in the ground, typical defensive end. So I think when they traded Micah, they were like, okay, if we're going to change schemes and get a new coach in here, this is the time to do it. So now their pass rush is a big unknown too, right? They have a lot of young guys at that position, like Ezeraku, drafted Malachi Lawrence, things like that. So we don't know how that's going to be either. But I think I get why they made the defensive switch, after they traded Micah.
That's crazy how they made the defensive switch after they traded Michael, when Michael would have been better suited in the 3-4.
I agree. He didn't want to play stand-up linebacker. It would have probably prolonged his career.
Yep.
It definitely helped Ware play a lot longer. But what happens when Micah goes to Green Bay? Tears the ACL. Would that have happened if he was a stand-up linebacker in Dallas? I'm not going to play a hypothetical like that, but I think that would have helped him. But you can only, make a player do so much.
Yeah. OG, what's your thoughts on Micah? Oh, he doing this thing.
He's still muted. Yeah.
But yeah.
Go ahead now.
No, I was just saying, what the sport was saying about Michael? What was your thoughts on Michael?
Being here or now? What's
him, since we moved from a 4-3 to a 3-4, when he would have been better suited in the 3-4, and we probably didn't have to even make that decision on him like that.
I don't know. I mean, kind of glad he's gone.
My thought was that they didn't trade Micah. I think they would have brought back Eberflus for another year, right? But since they traded Micah, and he didn't want to play stand-up linebacker. That's why they were open to hiring a coach that coaches a 3-4, and that's why they made the switch.
I thought Micah was a good player. He's just not fit for the Dallas Cowboys. I made videos on Micah and highlight videos, and I thought he was a good player at the time, but as time went on, you saw his content, you saw his character, so he wanted money, and he was kind of like all about himself. We need to bring players in here. It's all about the team, man. They want to win, and that will change. It's like we keep getting these players. Everybody want to get paid. I know you need your money, but damn, we need to win. I mean, it's a point in time where I don't know, man. The times have changed, man. The media is running shit. The social media is running shit. So, it's hard to see. He's a good player, but when your injury happens like this with a player, it's hard to come back. And come from it. It takes a year or two to physical therapy to get you where you need to be, and you will never be the same. I thought the trade was a good move by the Jones. Yeah. I hate to say this, but I want to get rid of Lamb. We're ready too long to get rid of that. We need to trade these players so we could. So as an echo.
I was cool with the Micah trade as well. The only problem was they didn't have a plan for it. They pretty much chalked up the entire 2025 season when they traded Micah because, okay, what are you going to do for pass rush now? They depended on Eberflus to scheme it up, right? That's what they told the fans. They're going to scheme pass rush.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen, right? They didn't rush the passer. They didn't do well there, and that exposed, their weak secondary, really, with all the turnover they had with the Diggs situation and all that, Bland getting hurt. So I'm cool with the Micah trade because I think it was a good thing long term. I agree with you 100%. But it's the timing and when they did it, right? They did it like a week before the regular season. So they weren't able to trade for anybody. Like maybe they trade for a Max Crosby or another elite pass rusher, if this is done in March or April. Right, or at least before the draft, and you could draft somebody. But the fact they waited a week before the regular season told me Jerry just kind of gave up on the season, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, if he was trying to get something for him when he had his chance. I mean, was the draft? Did I like the trade? It was decent. Could have got more, but he got what he could. It'll work out for us. We'll see how well this trade did going forward this season and next season. The Quentin Williams trade on the fence about it still. I wish he would drop weight, come with the Aaron Donald approach in 26. You see, when you put on that kind of weight at that time, it's hard to get off. It's hard to really be dominant inside. You got that much mass, that much body power, but if you drop a little weight, I think you'll be that much better. Needs to really get in the weight room, really bulk up. Williams, really bulk up. He got the potential, got to bulk up, got to get better. To me, I'm moving forward. I'm thinking of ways how to. I don't like living in the past because the past it'll fuck up your future. How can this team move past 30 years? That's the problem. 30 years. How can we get winning now? We've waited too long to get a backup quarterback in here that can compete with Dak Prescott. Look at the Rams. God forsake, they got like two fucking quarterbacks that gonna be competing this year and next year. When Matthew Stafford can't make it anymore because of his fucking his going back to his health issue.
Yeah. Well, that's what OG. We're not grooming. We're not drafting quarterbacks in the first round. We haven't done that since Troy Aikman, and that's one of the things. Just what you're saying that we need to do. They're grooming. They're bringing in quarterbacks to groom to give their starting quarterback competition.
Right.
When have we done that for Dak?
Right.
Yeah, and then you have some negotiations. Like if you're negotiating a contract with Dak, at least you could say, "Hey, we got this guy behind you. We have high hopes for him, so we're willing to only pay you this." But when you don't have anybody behind Prescott, then he's holding all the cards. Him and his agent, they don't care. They know eventually Jerry and Steven are going to cave because you're going to roll into the season with, Trey Lance as your starter. No, so until they find somebody to either groom or replace him, Dak holds all the cards, and he's made his money that way with all the extensions. So,
and that's the shame that we got to live that way as fans. That's the shame. You don't want to trade Lamb. Okay, we don't mess that out because you could really boost your team in the secondary and D-line. If you trade Lamb, you get some picks in 26 and 27. And then you brought back Pickens on this stupid deal, and then you have some problems. You have all your weapons there right now. But then if you're having a decent season in 26, if there's an injury to his leg, because I don't think that inflammation is going to go away anytime soon in his leg. We don't know in his knee. We don't know what the hell is really going on because they can cover that shit up all day long in front of the media. Hey, man, they can come out and say anything they want to. In training camp, it could be another inflammation problem. You continue to get these these shots in your leg, there's a problem to inflammation. If you can continue to get shots in your leg for inflammation, there's a fucking problem. Come on, inflammation in your leg. You keep your knee keeps swelling up. You continue to get cortisone shots in your leg. There's something going on, and they didn't prepare in 2026 for this problem. Now waiting to see more of this in 26. Like what's happening? He's going to be watched. He's going to be limited to certain practice. These Joe Howell and Whistler are going to be taking over majority of practice. He's going to be making watch. I'm telling you. Old school has been down this road. He's seen this happen. He knows what's going on. Don't fool me with the press conferences and don't fool me with the media talk bullshit. I got to put y'all on hold. Go ahead.
But yeah, OG, that's what's going on though. This article with PFF, with Dak being clutch, you got the 3 and 4 letter networks coming out talking about how this defense gonna be top 10. Dak in this offense, all they need is a middle of the road defense. That's all the talk that's going on now. That's the thing. But I'm looking for this. I'm looking for this pick I got with Dak Prescott when he was talking about how his injuries, how we're gonna depend on him when he was walking onto the when he was in that boot. I'm looking for that pick I got. I know I got it in here. When he was going to he was coming off that boat when he was supposed to go on that fishing trip or whatever the fuck it was. And he was coming back with a boot on his leg in training camp. Oh, here we go. I think this is it right here. Yeah, hold on. Go. Get back in there. I'm gonna show y'all this shit. No. Hold on, let me bring that up. Damn, oh, here we go. Damn. I have to delete some of this shit. My bad. Yeah. There we go. This was what was this? What year was this? This sport?
I think it was off season 2024.
Yeah.
Before the contract.
Yep. Before the contract. And that's the ankle he broke in 2020, right?
Yes. We never got any information on what that foot sprain was about. I have no idea what happened.
But you know what my theory is, the sport? I think he had complications with that ankle. He had complications with that ankle And when he got hurt, when they said he tore his ligament off the bone, I think this was the issue because I was at that game when it happened, and I was like, I saw him coming off the field. I saw that shit live. I was behind the Cowboys bench when I saw this game, and when I seen him coming off the field, I was like, damn, he must have some type of that ankle must be bothering him. It must not. The reason why I was saying that was because this picture right here, I was like, maybe that ankle is still bothering him. He because he threw his helmet down when he was coming to the sideline. Y'all didn't see that on TV. When he's coming to the sideline, when he got to the sideline, he threw his helmet down. So I was thinking about this pick, and then I was thinking like, damn, his ankle still must be fucked up. But see, I think something's still wrong with his ankle. I don't think he tore his hamstring off the bone. I think something going on with his ankle, bro. It ain't been healed since 2020, and they ain't trying to be truthful about that shit, man. That's what I'm thinking, and that's why the injuries still continue with this guy. These lingering injuries. Is that knee that need to be fluid drug? What knee is that? His right knee or his left knee? Maybe compensating if it's the left knee.
Sure, it could be. I'm not sure. But your hamstring is down at your knee, so it's not too far from the ankle. So I'm sure it's connected somehow, with the previous injury, but I can't say for sure. But he's a lot of serious injuries on that leg in general, and I think we kind of see it when he tries to take off and run. It just doesn't look natural. Like he doesn't have a fluid running pattern anymore. It's just not fun to watch. But I think that's hurting his game a lot. I think we would be cool with 30 passing touchdowns if he also had like 8 to 10 rushing touchdowns.
Yep.
But
see, that's the shit they kill Jalen Hurts for. They kill him for that, but he's won a Super Bowl just with the way he played his game.
Right.
Now that's who you give your flowers to. You don't give your flowers to a damn age and regular season injury prone 2-5 playoff record quarterback. Come on, man.
I'll be back in a second, guys.
And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Like,
that's
what I was saying about 4 years ago. 2 or 3 when they signed to that contract. I said, there's going to be injuries in football. Okay, it's like a regular job. There's going to be injuries. Everybody's going to create these injuries from work or whatever. It's constantly repetitive, constantly. And football is the same or even worse because of all the hits, all the falling to the ground, all the throws in your arm, all the running around, all this kind of things that happens to the body because the body is very vulnerable when it comes to football because we know it's the most contact sport. So, when you don't draft a quarterback, that was better than Trey Lance. That's better than Joe Milton. That's better than Sam Howard. That's better than guy that you brought in here behind the guy that you paid a lot of money to. 1 or 2 quarterbacks. When you don't draft and you don't let them set, and you don't let them watch, and you don't let them figure it out, you don't let them pick the brain of Dak Prescott. You don't let them figure out these things to get the experience, you are setting yourself up for failure. Everybody fucking wanted him here. They pressed for it. They campaigned for it. They signed for it. They interviewed for it. And then once it started falling down, and then now you not set yourself up position to replace him, you set yourself up for failure. He could go down and this first 5 games, the first 4 or 5 games is crucial for him.
Yeah.
Because we're playing teams and we constantly be on the road. He's not gonna let his body rest. Somebody came out Twitter the other day that we're gonna be on the road. We're gonna be, these first 5 games are gonna be crucial because we're gonna be on the road. We're gonna have no rest, and we're gonna because defense is gonna be out there constantly. and we're gonna be on the move constantly, hotels and doing all this other stuff. So, but then you don't set yourself up for a replacement. You're looking to have a terrible season again. Everything will be on the defense again. With the problems we have already on defense.
Yep. What do you think, real quick, champ? I mean, my bad. OG, old school, my bad. What do you think the defense gonna be? How do you think, as of now, where do you think the defense could possibly be ranked enough for us to, win double
I think
digit?
we're gonna be anywhere between 15 and 20. With the lots of problems we had last year, everybody is tripping. Look, man, you can't do shit overnight. It's not like you can drive to fucking from you can drive 50, you can drive 100 miles. I'll put it this way. If I drive from where I'm at now to fucking Mississippi, it's gonna take 3-4 days.
Where you at?
I'm up northwest. I'm in the northwest area.
Okay.
I'm up by Washington. I'm up by Vancouver, Washington. I'm up by that this way. So, and I use that logic as in it takes time to get there.
Man,
you gotta stop. You gotta get to the bathroom.
Right.
It's not like jumping. You gotta stop. You gotta rest. You know, some people can make it there. You gotta give your body time to recover, to think. You gotta figure. You gotta eat. You gotta take a shower. You gotta do these kind of things. You gotta rest. It's not like jumping on a plane and flying down to Mississippi. They're two different things because you can get there instantly. People think that you can get there instantly with Parker.
Yep, that's what they thinking.
You can get there instantly with Parker. I can jump on a plane right now, head down to Mississippi.
Yes,
I can get there 6 hours or 7 hours and be there. I can leave at 5 in the morning and be there fucking at 4 in the afternoon. This defense has had major issues over the years. We still bringing in moving parts. So you got an offense. I keep trying to, on my show, go back and watch my show. I always go back to the screenshots of last year of what the numbers look like and what we went through on offense and defense. If you got a struggling offense, that puts more pressure on your defense. And then people are coming, oh, well, he ain't gonna be this. Yeah, oh, yeah, he may not be this. He may not even be the guy. Or at least we're starting somewhere. We done been on 4 or 5 goddamn defensive coordinator. We need somebody to set something in place so we can continue to work with. We need somebody dependable to stay here in Dallas, stay here and be a coach. We need a guy to come in and stay here and win on defense. That's what I'm looking forward to. With a struggling offense, people don't understand. I hope you're listening to old school JP. With a struggling offense, what I mean by struggling offense, I mean you have trouble inside the red zone. You have trouble on third downs. You have trouble with an aging quarterback who has issues with reading coverages, with issues from running for 11 years. It's been 11 years. I said this a long time ago. We're not even trying to get back to quarterback position. We can pick a fucking offensive guard, a running back, 100 wide receivers, 100 tight ends, a fucking 100 offensive coaches, 100 goddamn defensive coaches. If you're struggling on offense and you're struggling to win and you're struggling on third downs and you can't stay on the field on third downs, picking up first down, scoring inside the red zones, find a guy that you can go to, miscommunication on throwing the ball downfield, picking up first down, scoring inside, getting touchdowns when you should score touchdowns instead of field goals. You kick 6 field goals in one game. If you make 4 touchdowns in one game, minus the 3 field goals, you win. I said this years ago, and people be tripping on me when I say this because they're thinking what I'm talking about. When your defense stays on the field more than your offense, you're going to fucking lose. I'm playing more snaps than you, okay? You can pay way more money than me. I'm playing way more snaps than you. People don't understand what the fuck you mean by snaps. I have been on the field way more than you do, okay? I done played way more snaps than you. You done played 20 snaps. I done played 40 snaps. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm weak. I'm trying to make it to the next play. I'm trying to make it to the tackle. I'm trying to get out the field so I can come over here and rest and do my job on the next possession. Hey, if we score a touchdown, you can go out there and kick a 40-yard field, 50-yard field goal, and you can get 3 points. Just say, okay, look, you up 7 points. Okay, you go out and kick a field goal, 7-3. That means you didn't. That means I gotta come out here to stop you from scoring another touchdown, because that'll put me up 14-3. Hope everybody follow me. So you up 14-3. Okay, you go down, kick another field goal. That means I gotta come out and play more snaps because you only gave me 3 more points.
That's why D-Law got tired.
Yeah, and hey, the sport and old school.
It don't make sense.
I made a video about that.
Go
ahead. I made a video about that on the sport when D-Law said that I was disappointed in him, but as time went on and I looked at it and saw it, I was like, he was just telling the truth. The offense kept them on the field so much that they got tired. Like, damn. That's crazy, man. And I was like, damn, man, I gotta. And then he turned around and win the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. So what'd that tell you? Was he right or wrong?
He was right. For sure. I think Dak and the offense in general, like especially in the playoffs, they don't know how to play good complementary football. You know, and like you said a minute ago, like the defense can only do so much until it gets tired and burns out. I mean, they can only get so many stops, and if they don't get a stop, okay, then you know you're the quarterback. You get paid $60 million. Like match them on the next drive, get some points.
Right.
You know, don't throw a pick inside the 10-yard line. That's going to put the defense in more of a bad situation. So it's just the lack of complementary football that we see in those big spots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is. Because even they try to in that game against that playoff game against Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love at quarterback. Dak was the one. I mean, damn, he was fucking up from the beginning, and that's what I guess D-Law was talking about. Like, damn, he kept putting us behind, the gun. Like every possession he went out there with on offense. If you look at it, he did, because even though we gave up, the defense gave up 7 on the first drive, right? Okay, second drive, Dak got the ball back. What did he do? 3 and out. Second drive, when our defense got back up there against the Green Bay, they made them 3 and out. So when does this elite quarterback step up and be clutch and match the scores of the other quarterback? You know what I'm saying? When he's matched, Jalen Love put up
the pick, and then he threw the pick after the defense got the 3 and out.
Yeah, he threw the pick.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like you get playoff jitters. Maybe you start the game slow. You give up the touchdown drive. Okay, fine. And I think actually on the first offensive drive, they did get close to midfield, but then Dak, I think, threw a bad pass to CeeDee Lamb on third down. They ended up punting or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you got to get points on that drive. If you're showing Green Bay coming out there and they're like in attack mode and they score that easily, you got to get points on that next drive. And then the defense actually gets a stop. And then, you get the ball back and then you throw that pick, on third down looking for Brandon Cooks. That set the tone for the entire game. After that, I was like, all right, it's going to be an uphill battle to even make this a quick game, because then they scored, I think, the next few plays with Aaron Jones. That's it, man.
And then they throw the pick 6.
Yep. Before half. Yeah. At least you cut it to 20-7, right? Then I think you get ball after halftime. That would have been huge to get a touchdown to go, down 20-7. But now it's 27-7. You score in the last play of the half, right? And at that point, Green Bay's thinking prevent mode. They only have to, get a few more points on a possession or two, and they're going to win that game. So yeah, just unacceptable.
That score at halftime should have been like 14-7, bro. At the most, they Packers should have been going to halftime 14-7. You still in the game, man. You got the whole second half to play.
Yep.
You make up for your mistakes. You go in, you regroup, you scheme something else, you come up with another plan. You know what I'm saying? You adjust some shit, You're only down 7. Okay, we let them get off to a good start. How do we stop them? How do we combat? How do we score on this defense? But Dak was the one that set the ball in motion. And as D-Law said, we was tired. And I thought it was full of bullshit, but when you look at it, he was just telling the motherfucking truth. And then he turns around and goddamn win the Super Bowl with a quarterback who didn't turn the ball over, who stepped up when it matters most. He made the throws. He made the plays when you had to make the plays with that defense, because Dak had the same defense. I already made a video about it. He had the same damn equivalent of defense that goddamn Sam Darnold had to get the victory and move on. But he's not that guy.
0 turnovers from Sam Darnold the entire playoffs. Just think about what the playoff record of Dak would be with 0 turnovers in the playoffs. Maybe he has a winning record in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe he's 5-2 instead of 2-5.
2-5. And maybe Brock Purdy with 5-2 instead of him too. You're right. Exactly.
That's how close these games come down to. You can make those decisions in the playoffs. Margin for error is too small.
And that's what we talk about him being under pressure. How they say he's clutch. No, he's not clutch. Those are the most pressure moments. That's when you clutch. That's how you earn your flowers. You don't earn no flowers off of folding and just playing good and still losing. Come on, man. But those are.
I need a clutch ranking for the playoffs from PFF.
Yeah.
That's what I need to see.
Need to do.
I got to see that because I know that Dak is not going to be above Stafford in that ranking, which is crazy. Because just thinking of Stafford, I could think of numerous plays that he made in the playoffs that kind of won them the game. Remember that game against Tampa Bay where Tampa kind of rallied with Tom Brady at the end? What does Stafford do on, I think with like a minute to go in the game, he throws that deep bomb and they kick the game-winning field goal. Like that's clutch to me. Like that's not a play that I've seen Dak do in his entire playoff career ever. So I need to see a clutch playoff ranking. Maybe like the quarterbacks that
the playoff season when he faked the he faked something and dove over the line and scored the touchdown. Wasn't that us?
Stafford?
Yeah.
With the Lions. I remember that game.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. He faked the handoff or something. He faked the play or whatever and just took it on his own and just jumped over the line and scored the touchdown and won the game.
Bro, that was Calvin Johnson's 250+ yard game against Brandon Carr. Wow. That's bringing back some good memories.
Okay, man. But we can't even think of nothing clutch like that for Dak. Come on, man. Then they say all Stafford had was one clutch. I seen somebody say they made it in my comments on my video I had made that Stafford was only clutch one time. But he's been clutch on the sorry teams, but then he even more clutch when he got a team around him and won the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like, come on. See, to me, I don't like how when you critique Dak and talk about what he has accomplished, they'll go to other quarterbacks on other teams and be like, well, this quarterback didn't do this. Well, this quarterback. I'm like, who gives a fuck about Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson? I don't give a fuck about them. They don't play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
I'm talking about what the quarterback of my team has not done.
Right.
And even if you want to compare it to them, they went farther in their AFC championship games or in their AFC division further than Dak has done. So you really shouldn't even be putting him in the same breath as those guys. And he's older than them. He's been in the league longer than those guys. Like, come on. It's like all these young quarterbacks in Dak 11 years has done more than he has. You even got 1 to 2 year starters has done more than Dak Prescott in his 11-year tenure. Goddamn, Bo Nix, Drake May, JD5, Jordan Love. Like you can go on and on with these young quarterbacks has got more accomplishments than Dak Prescott in his 11 years as a top 5 elite quarterback, second team All Pro, runner up the MVP, the most clutch quarterback in the league. Like, man, come on, man.
You know what's crazy though? Like all those quarterbacks you named, what do they all have in common? At least most of them. They have really good head coaches, like good coaching staffs, right? So it's like if you're going to get anywhere with Dak, give him a legit coach that's going to be like, all right, this is what Dak can do, and this is what he can do. This is what I don't want him doing. I don't want him throwing 35 to 40 times a game because you're going to lose that game 8 times out of 10. But it's like they get these retread coaches or these coaches that don't deserve it, like Schottenheimer. He did not deserve that head coaching job, and you're going to hitch Dak to that wagon. It's like, come on, like get a legit coach in here, man. Like get a Shanahan, get a McVay. I know these guys aren't, they're you can't just get them at the 1-800 buy a coach store, but it's like you at least do something different like you did with Parker. Like don't get these retread coaches that nobody wanted. So it's like we're just stuck in this weird purgatory with an average quarterback like Dak with a bad head coach. Like you need to have at least one elite at those positions between quarterback and head coach. You can't get away with not having it at either position, So it's like until we do that, it's going to be the same result every single year. 7-8 wins, 9 wins maybe. Early playoff exit. See, because you're going up against the best teams and the best coaches in the playoffs. And it's evident when we see the Cowboys go up against these well-coached teams, they know how to exploit your weaknesses, right? Like that Green Bay game, as bad as Dak was, Green Bay knew that we had a safety playing linebacker in Marquise Bell. And they were like, all right, we'll just run it with Aaron Jones 25 times. And he gashed us the entire game. It's like, get me some good coaches in here. That could be like, no, we can't deal with Marquise Bell. Like, we got to trade for somebody. Give me somebody else that's going to, be a bona fide starter in the playoffs that'll help us get deep. They don't make those moves, So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
It's over for Dak, man. I hate to say that, but it's over. It's been 11 years, man. You still ain't got to the NFC Championship game. And time is setting in. And what I mean by what time is setting in, injuries are setting in, man. Injuries, man. I gave him 10 wins and 7 losses. I may go back on that, man. But if they don't correct these problems that they had in 25, but time is set in on him injury-wise. You can't outrun injuries and you can't outrun time. So it done set in his body, and his brain is not there, man, because he's going to be thinking, okay, am I going to get injured this game? There's a problem with me. There's a problem with my body. This was football is a physical sport, man. You can't just come out here. You can't just come out here and think that you're going to be Superman and then Kryptonite's going to come. Kryptonite's going to come and get you. I mean, we done did so much for him already. We done a lot. Dad came in after that. When I knew that, I was like, he gonna get paid. Got that contract. Okay, he gonna get paid, and that's it. He gonna play out his contract. He gonna get paid. That's it. And we gotta look forward to it. Hey, he gonna get paid. And we fucked up. And I said this years ago. I said, why not start with Trey Lance? At least somebody. Start with somebody. And then if he ain't the man, move on past Trey Lance. That go on to another team and get paid someplace else. But now now y'all done paid him, and you gotta pay him, and you can't trade him. And he won't lift this trade clause. He got us in a fucking lock hole. And everybody can't pay for shit for over fucking 11 years. 11 years we can't pay him for a dude, a mediocre quarterback for 11 years. 11 years. And people understand, why you hating on that? Look, it's been 11 years, dude. 11 it's 11 years? Come on, dog. 11 fucking years. We have not moved past this. Everybody else done moved past this already. All the teams, they don't move past it already. They ain't having nobody for 11 years. 11 years? Get out of here, man. This is bullshit. And we still waiting 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years for a change? Come on, man. What are we doing here? What the hell are we doing?
It's insanity.
Bro, and the scary thing is quarterbacks these days, I mean, look at Stafford. What is he, 40? Close to 40, right?
Damn,
playing a lot older into their careers now. Could you imagine if Dak gets another contract extension, like a 3 or 4 year deal?
But Stafford is warranted. He won a Super Bowl.
I agree. I'm just saying, like,
I see him absolutely fall the fuck off.
Right.
But what gives you that thought process with Dak Prescott?
Right.
Yeah.
He hasn't won shit.
I know. I just think the Joneses don't know how to find another guy. I think they have a fear of the unknown at quarterback. They think of the the Chad Hutchinson and Clint Sterner years where they didn't have a first round pick, they didn't have a quarterback, they were going 5-11. They're scared of being irrelevant because at the very least, Dak keeps you relevant.
It is. Right. You hit the nail on the head right there. My wrong button, my bad, but yeah. You hit the nail on the head with that one.
They buy his jerseys.
They're irrelevant. I mean, not irrelevant.
I don't know where he ranks jersey sale wise, but he's got to be up there. So until they're forced to get rid of him, they're gonna hang on to that as long as they can.
And then you come into 2026, you got to start putting a really close eye on Scotty and Dak Prescott relationship. You got to see how far this thing works with them two, because if the continuity ain't there with Scotty and Dak, I think Scotty either who's going to keep Dak or you're going to let go of Scotty. One of them got to bend. One of them got to go if it ain't working out. One of them has to go. One of them, because you can't come into 27 and say, you already came back in 26 with the same offense. You fooled me in 25 with the same offense. You fooled me with the numbers and all the bullshit. You only got 7 wins with a treacherous deep, with an issue offense who has problems with scoring, problems with all these issues. And then 26, you come into the same problems in 26. You have not fixed anything on 26 from 25 to 26. You come in with the same playbook. You come in with the same coaches. You come in with the same fucking quarterback. You're going to come into 27 and tell me that you're going to come back in 27 with the same offense and you didn't make it to the playoffs? Or you a Tennessee championship game and your defense has gotten better? Some has to give. I mean, it doesn't make any sense because everybody, they get on their live, and when we lose with Dak Prescott, stay quiet. It's like a fucking church house mouse around here. But as soon as the season starts, everybody's on Dak Prescott nuts. All what he did on the fucking highlights and all what he did in the training camp and all what he did. He don't get out there in preseason to play. Now he got injuries coming in 26 and more injuries are coming in 26. And his damn contract has got us in the sucking chokehold and putting us in the grave for a long time. So you turn around and then you come with the same playbook in 26 that you did in 25. What are you going to do that's different? The play calling is horrible. You can't get off the field on third downs. I mean, 1, 2, 3, you punt, 1, 2, 3, you punt, 1, 2, 3. What can you do to convince me in 27 that it's going to change? Because you done showed us in 25, it's carrying on to 26. It's a repeat game. You can't get up there on that podium. You're going to get up there on that podium in training camp in 2 more weeks, and you're going to talk about your offense, and you're going to talk about what you're going to do. And then I saw you walking over to Scotty, walking over to Christian Parker to see what check on the defense. Why are you worried about the defense for? Worry about your offense. Worry about scoring points. Worry about keeping your defense fresh so they can go out there and win some ball games. Worry about scoring touchdowns. Worry about these issues. You can't come out here and fool us no more. The Jones can't do this no more. They can't fool us no more with this bullshit. You're going to come out there in 2 more weeks when training camp turn around, you're gonna have your fucking podium bullshit. You'll come out here and run your mouth. You're gonna go get your ticket sales up. You're gonna do all this shit. You're gonna keep your fan base going and up there in Oxnard. You're gonna come back and no preseason games that's gonna go on. Your starters ain't out there playing. Dak ain't out there got his rhythm going with his offense. You ain't correcting the penalties. Your offensive line is treacherous because we're worried about Guyton. Everybody's keep tripping on the defense. Steele, Guyton, and you got BB in the center. Those are the key your key main issues on offense this year. Guyton, BB, and Steele. You have not drafted. Well, you did draft somebody for the place guy or Steele, the guy from Penn State. So to protect Mr. Bumscott because he can't run around and run that Mr. Bootleg play action toss sweep left to the right and roll out to the pocket when shit breaking down or don't make black. You have not yourself a backup quarterback. A good. I'm talking about Joe Milton or Sam Howell. I'm talking about a guy who can say, "Oh goddamn, preseason here. Oh damn, he looking good in preseason. Damn." When have we said, "Oh, he looking good"? We haven't even got a guy here to say, "Man, he looking good in preseason. He ready to replace that." We're tired of this. We have not even came out our mouth yet. We got this good offense in certain places, but our offensive line is kind of weak still. But we can't even look at a quarterback. Oh, he looking nice. He looking sweet. We have a chance to win more ball games. We can't even go to preseason. We can't even think, okay, man, all right, okay, let's see our backup quarterback now. We haven't even touched those. We haven't even pulled those grapes from the vines yet. We haven't even tasted sweetness yet. We ain't even seen it. We're still with an 11-year vet. And everybody saw you tripping old school, you tripping family. Let's see what they get out on the field. We done seen it last year, y'all. We done seen it the year before. We done seen it 10 years ago. You out there driving, we got a bucket. And we need to go get a Benz or a Mercedes or something different, or new, something dependable. We driving old school. With me, I'm old school, but hey, I mean, I don't know where to go with this, man. So in training camp, I'm looking for these issues. So how can we? I said 10-7. I'm trying to see can we get 10-7. Don't know about that. Might have to rebut that, go back that, because the schedule is brutal, and on top of that, you have issues on the opposite side of the ball. So in training camp, correct the problems. It's gonna be the microscope gonna be on training camp, offense and defense, morally on offense for me. Y'all defense. For me, watching Scotty and what they do on preseason, and Joe Bill the man, get him out of here, bring guy that can get it. If Sam ain't out the man, bring him out here and get him out of here and win some ball games. Bring somebody that can come in here and compete. And people be tripping. Oh, why you tripping on that? I like that. For what?
For being relevant. That's why. For being relevant.
For what?
It's crazy because when you speak of relevance, when you look back at Romo's career, other than the seasons where he got hurt, I think it was 2015 and 2010, right? He had the collarbone injuries those seasons. He never played a final regular season game that was meaningless, that didn't have some sort of playoff implications on the line. You can't say that about Dak, right? There are numerous seasons where we got to the end of the year, we were already eliminated, didn't mean anything. That's unacceptable for what you're paying this guy. You should be in contention for the playoffs every year at the very least. He's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL up until a few weeks ago with Mahomes. Yep. So that's the difference between Romo and Dak with me. It's where Romo always kept you competitive with the playoffs. Dak can't even get you there. And he's making twice as much money as Romo ever made.
Twice. Shit. He was making more than goddamn Patrick Mahomes. He was doubling Sam Darnold. He made shit. What? He made way more than Jalen Hurts. Those are the last three winning Super Bowl quarterbacks, right?
Yep. Doesn't make sense to me, man. I'm just so over this. I'm so done. If you do have a 2-year window left, I don't think any of us think that we're going to get there with Dak in terms of winning a championship. But if you could do anything roster-wise over these next few years, where would you look in terms of making a big splash? It could be a player. It could just be a position that you're looking at that would at least not let Dak be the guy that has to throw it 35, 40 times.
Splash to be the quarterback. Some example of how what's your coaching with the Rams? How he sent Big Bay. He sent Jared Goff to Detroit and got Stafford. Or in some way like the Broncos did, was getting rid of Russell Wilson and going big in the draft with Bo Nix. You know what I'm saying? Something like that will be my biggest thing, and it will start with the quarterback. Because to me, the culture is not going to change in Dallas until we get rid of this cancer with Dak Prescott.
Yeah,
I'm telling you. And when I call him a cancer, it has to deal with player acquisition. It has to deal with the financial state of the team, the emotional state of the team, and his leadership of the team. He's a cancer because he leads the team in a negative way. Because when people talk about how he be sweating before a game start, at a good game, we about to play a heavy stakes game, he pulls the positive out of the team into negative because they see how he reacts to the situation. And they fall suit with him, and that's why they don't play up to their capabilities. To me, when you got a quarterback that you go in the huddle with and you see more confidence in him and we down by 2 scores with 6 minutes left in the game, and it's a goddamn a game to get us to the playoffs or get us to the second round to the NFC Championship, and you don't see him no fear in him,
right?
And he got more belief in us winning than you do, you're not going to follow him and say, fuck it, let's do it. You got it? Okay, I'm with you. I'm going to do whatever I can to do to follow suit with what you believe in. And we don't have that with our other teams when they get our players when they get in the huddle with Dak Prescott. It's just like they're saying when they see this dude sweating and he throws a pick in the first half and then throws another pick 6 in the first half. Come on, they like, come on, what the fuck is this? These are real people. They see this shit and they be like, well, damn, what the fuck we got to do on deep? What do we have to do to stop this other team because we already down 14 points? What the fuck can we do?
Right.
They already put in a bad situation, and that's why I'm talking about. They try to blow some of the blame off of Dak in 2023 versus the Green Bay Packers because of the defense, but a lot of that shit started with Dak, and they don't want to admit that shit.
Right.
I'll be tired too, just like D-Law said. Was he tired in the Seattle game when they won the Super Bowl?
Right.
Yeah, that 2023 Dallas offense was really piggybacking off of the defense and their turnovers they got the entire season. That's kind of how they won games. It was like, defense gets a bunch of turnovers early, they get up by double digits, and then the offense kind of took advantage. And it didn't happen in the playoff game where like the offense actually had to step up early in the game, and they just folded. Like it was embarrassing. So Dak's just not going to be that guy to put the team on his back and win a football game, down by double digits. Like I just have zero confidence at this point, not just from a physical standpoint, but like his mental makeup at this point in his career. I don't trust the guy to be mentally strong enough to take on those situations and rise to the occasion. I think he's soft. I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He just got a problem beating talent, man. Talent. When everybody's at 500 or less, he can go out there and beat them. But when you got everybody at over 500, 700, 900, and that's talent, he just can't do it. I mean, there lies the problem. You gave this big ass fucking contract, $240 million. My talent. I'm not talking about a talent in offense. I'm talking about a talent in defense. That could, okay, well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna study you. I'm gonna see where your weakness is. I'm gonna beat your offensive line. Your offensive line up, and then I'm gonna see can you beat us in the passing game on defense. I mean, can you go out there and beat talent? He can go out there and beat the top ranked defenses. The number one, the number two, the number three, the number 10 top defenses. You're gonna see this year. You're gonna see this year. We got more smoke on this schedule than we've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
More smoke because he's really gonna be pressed for issues now. And you got a no pushover Giants. And you got you can probably push Washington over, but down the line, that's coming after that. You can't push them over no more. You can't be the big brother. You got an older brother now. You're the big brother. Now you have an older brother that you playing against now. They done that and they've seen that already.
Yeah, they play 8 teams that made the playoffs this year.
Right.
And last year they only beat 1 team that made to the
One.
playoffs.
Yep.
Philly. That's
One.
it. And they're playing a lot more playoff teams this year. So yeah, I mean, that should tell you something right there. So everybody's talking this up.
I think they played 7 or 8 playoff teams last season. The sport because they went 1. I think they went 1-8 or 1-7 or some shit like that against playoff teams last season. I think they did. That's why they sucked so bad against good teams when we played last season. I could be wrong, but I think we both on the same page. They only won 1 game against good teams they played, basically.
So,
They
I went
played
7-7. I'm gonna F that up. I might rethink that before the season starts. I might go 8-9 or some shit. I don't know. It all depends on how they come out in preseason, how they OTAs in preseason. That'll tell you tell all, but they go out there and play in the preseason.
We got to play the Rams again in a scrimmage.
They can't come out here against the Giants and then try to fool us and say, "Oh, we put up 40 points against the Giants, who's going to be really better this year," and try to fool us with the Giants in Washington when you come in and play the Texans, and then you're going to get your ass smacked around the field on. I'm not talking about the defense. I'm talking about the offense. You get your ass smacked around against the Texans and all the other good teams that's coming up, and then you're going to continue to beat up on the weak teams. You need to get out there and correct the penalties and then correct all the issues that you had. Scotty, you got to quit baby in these dudes, man. You got to quit baby in Dak Prescott. You done had him on this fucking wing for this damn long. Baby in him, dude. He don't get in his face when he make mistakes, throw interceptions, or talk shit to him or set his ass down. I have not seen any of that shit. None of that shit. Quit babying him. Quit fucking holding his goddamn hand. We need a quarterback in here, man. A quarterback. A good quarterback. We don't need bullshit. The offense is set already. We got problems. We got leaky problems on the offensive line, but maybe they'll be fixed. We need a fucking quarterback in here that can win some ball games.
I blame some of that offensive line failure for that quarterback, man.
I ain't even talking about anything championship game or Super Bowl. We need to win some ball games now. It's with me right now. It's about winning ball games right now. It ain't about them championship game. It's about winning ball games. I don't give a fuck about that right now. Win some ball games.
Simeon, what's up, bro?
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? How's everybody doing? I didn't comment too late, did I? I only caught in like most of the stuff. So, how's everybody doing?
Good, man. You know, your thoughts, man, on what you think. You know, from what you heard so far.
Yeah, I caught up to the. I caught up to that whole thing, and obviously everything else I saw with the whole Dax clutch situation thing. I heard all that for the longest. I just find it ironic when, in some ways, they want to bring up that stat now, but in contrast to when Romo was there at one point in time, before he left in 2016, he already had the most comebacks from 2006 to 2014 when he started around like 26, 27. He already went up when Matt Ryan was there. And I think he already passed Peyton Manning and Matt Ryan in that whole scenario. But how many people even wanted to bring that up and want to make that discussion if you're going to go up there and give Dak credit for that? But then again, I figure some of the motherfuckers that supported Dak wouldn't want to go up there and bring that, at least not give credit, for Romo for not giving credit for Romo in that scenario when he was still playing before he left. But that's neither here or there. But in terms of the situations, I do. And I saw that previous video you had, Mr. JB, about what that Cowboys fan Rome dude that you were talking about earlier when he said that, oh, it was okay, if Dak don't win a title. And I'm like, no. I was thinking to myself, no, man, we've been trying. Well, I haven't because I wasn't ever really sure about Dak in the first place when he showed up in 2016. Yeah, he did all right, but I knew he was already zigging off his line, doing most of the work anyway. But my thing is, if you want to be, well, at least a lot of people want to go out there and validate him. If you want some validation, he could have had a couple of NFC Championship appearances, a Super Bowl 2 appearances, even if we just win one. I would have, if he could find a way to at least win one, I would have been like pissed with him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Certain for trying to prove my skepticism wrong for 10 years. I've been waiting for that to happen for the longest time. Yeah, here and there, you can say he had good games here and there, but again, I guess all you had to if that's the case, why in the world doesn't his numbers now match up to why in the world doesn't let us to an NFC Championship appearances? Why we don't have a Super Bowl, or why we don't have a Super Bowl 2? If he had a Super Bowl 2 over that scenario, I wouldn't be pissed, or none of us would be. We wouldn't be complaining about it right now, but.
Nope.
But it's just what bothers me about the whole setup is, and what Roman said, what that guy said, is that I just can't. How in the world you can't go up there and try to say, well, I'm okay with that and I win a title, then try to basically big this man up as being top 5 elite when he hasn't won anything, when you basically had no problem dogging Stafford for the longest time. The circumstances, when he was with the Lions before the Lions even improved, he left before the Lions even got better where they were now and basically put the Rams up top, where they got to a championship. But how many of those people, some of these people try to big up that were the same people that had no problem calling Stafford before he finally won. And even if you want to talk about currently with like Josh Allen and of course Lamar Jackson, at least Lamar, he got 2 MVPs out of that whole situation, and so at least made an NFC Championship appearance. And yes, Josh Allen made mistakes for the Bills, but let's be real, he's up to that point so far. He's been about the only reason the Bills had a chance to even do anything as far as they have. And you could go back to that Broncos game. Yes, they turned the ball over one too many times. Although I think that, like I said, that 5th interception, I thought it was an interception, but I'm like, no, that was the first time they Denver got away with that one against Buffalo. But
that was
even with all that,
I got to give Josh Allen his shit on that too. But
yeah, he kept the game.
He still, I mean, and those quarterbacks you name, and a lot of quarterbacks, I'm going to cut you off soon, but
no, go ahead. Sorry.
They always say Dak hadn't had the weapons around him, but if you look at those teams Dak Prescott had versus the teams Josh Allen had, Lamar Jackson had, Matthew Stafford had, even in Detroit and in LA, Dak has had the overall better weapons. I've done this, man. I've made videos on all those quarterbacks and all those teams they played with. And come, if you really look at it, and I'm going to be honest, in some statistical categories, the other teams had better this. But I'm looking at the overall. The overall as far as weapons on offense, the weapons on defense, the time they've been with the team, what they done. I'm talking about the overall thing. Dak Prescott has had the better weapons. Even if it was by 1 or 2 points, you can say the same. But you can't say he didn't have shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had most equivalent to the teams that those quarterbacks have. And those quarterbacks has done more and went farther in the playoffs than Dak Prescott than what he's had.
And these other quarterbacks are actually being competitive when they play in these games. Like at least Lamar is losing to Mahomes, right? At least Lamar is losing to a really good Kansas City defense. Dak's going up against Jimmy G, rookie Brock Purdy. You can't lose those games, man. And
what, 2 year with Jordan Love? He couldn't match scores with Jordan Love in the playoffs.
That video you posted, remember the video you posted just recently about the other guy coping for Dak and everything? When he said that Dak played well in that first Niners game, I had to tune it out after that. Like I can't take it seriously.
Exactly.
He had like a 69 quarterback rating in that game. He was horrible. Like that wasn't even a competitive game. I think San Fran was up like 23-7 in the late third quarter. Dak threw 2 picks in that game. He was a big part of the problem in that game.
Yes.
So and then he didn't even bring up the 2022 Niners game. Nope. He cut it off after 2021.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what was after that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't cherry pick like that. So, yeah.
Funny enough when you say that. even if you go back to when he bring up like I said in the early video in 2018, you could go to the Rams game. People forget. I wonder if people knew anything about that season when 2018 we still had 16 games that year before we went into 17. That Rams defense had prime Aaron Donald. But when you look at that defense statistically, they were like 16, 17, 18. They went 6, 7 games where they gave up 30 plus points.
Oh
Especially in
wow,
that Monday. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I looked it up. I had to look it up a while ago. Remember that statistically, they were like 16th, 17th in points allowed on defense. 6, 7 games and a 16-game season where they gave up 30 more, including that famous game against the Chiefs, Monday night game against the Chiefs, where they scored basically a damn near basketball game in that scenario. And the fact that game, defense got ran over. Okay, they fucked up on that part. They had to take the blame for that. But Dak and offense only scored 7 points, and then after that, how the
Yeah,
hell do we not score on a middling
16
Rams defense?
defense.
And we just traded for Amari Cooper at that point in time to
Right.
help get the offense a boost. But how in the hell we don't score on a Midland Rams defense? That defense wasn't a physical force, and there was no Deacon Jones and Merle Olsen playing alongside Aaron Donald. How the hell we can only manage 13 against that defense? And even you want to, and especially in that Seahawks game where we had no problem, that defense, shutting down the
Yep.
run game and
That
basically
was
shutting down
number one
Russell
rushing
Wilson.
defense. Yeah.
We had no problem giving defense for that credit for doing that, but we want to be mad at defense giving over 200 yards rushing on and in the next game. But it kind of shows the scenario of like no team, no matter how good they are in the playoffs, no game is ever going to be the same. Situations are always going to change. As I guess I mentioned before, situations are always going to change. It doesn't matter how good of a team you are. You're never guaranteed a perfect situation, not even in the playoffs. One game, okay, your defense shuts down a pretty good offense. The next thing you know, you're going against another, one game, you're going to go, you score 21, 24, 28, 30, to match up against an opponent that's good as offense as you are. And your defense is kind of struggling. So you're going to have to do what you got to do. If it's a defensive struggle, you got to do that. But if your offense got to put up points or do a mix up here and there, special teams, so be it to win. So it's going to be situational. You never guarantee a perfect situation every single time. And that's where I think some of the Dak fans want to try to, he needs that scenario to not have to try to do anything. I'm like, that's not how it fucking works. And even when you go back to 2016, they want to say, oh, he went toe-to-toe to Aaron Rodgers. Okay, he went 21-13. I remember that game. 21-13, okay, cool. You got it close. Third quarter, you fuck around and threw a pick on a screen. And I was like, the fuck you doing? Then they go up 28-13. Okay, you went up, you find a way to tie it. Okay, you got it close enough, but you could have fucking took the lead. Right, I think it was like 3 drives. I think it was that scenario. We went 3 drives. We had to fucking take a field goal because we couldn't fucking get a touchdown to take the lead in the game. Mm-hmm. And then Aaron Rodgers fucked us up in the end and ended up losing on a field goal. And that Packers defense was not the same defense that Roland and the Cowboys lost to in 2014. That defense was shit. And how the fuck we couldn't put up points against that shitty Packers defense? And we just saw Matt Ryan, the Falcons, pretty much beat their ass, went to the Super Bowl already by halftime. How the fuck we gonna do that?
Because of the quarterback.
That's what made me. I'm thinking to myself, like, Romo Cook came back and scored on that Packers defense. Because that Packers defense was fucking terrible. Romo Cook came back in there and could have scored fucking points. That defense could have possibly even won that game. He wouldn't have, despite his mistakes, wouldn't fucking throw a pick that wouldn't cost us the game. It's shit like that makes no sense. And that makes no sense to try to defend Dak for that. And try, he tried to make it competitive. But if you're, sloppy at certain points like that in the game, especially at quarterback, then you're just putting you made the situation hard for yourself and your team to win. And yes, that's a given. But at the same time, that's like, you can't always, you can't go up there and try to say, oh, one went through that scenario. But because, like I said, his predecessor went through some shit like that. Even he found a way to win a couple of those scenarios here and there. Dak hasn't done that, especially in the playoffs. So why in the world we try to let him off easy? You had no problem blaming everybody else, including Jared, because even be mad at Jared, but he's not the one out there fucking up on the field throwing the ball. That's the guy you paid that much money to.
Samuel, that's a good point you made about in that Packers game about how terrible their defense was. But they say how great Dak played in that game, but he should have been even better if they say he's this and that, because the defense was sorry in that game. He should have took more advantage. And there's a lot of games, even now into the future and in the past up until now, where there was games that Dak had enough where he should have took over games that he didn't do. Like the game I look at is this is one of the games I said it before, man. That 2021 game versus the Kansas City Chiefs on the road. Dak had the defense and the offense. I mean, they was healthy. The defense was healthy. We playing good. The offense was healthy. We playing good. I think we was number one in the NFC East. We was like 7-2. I think they were like one game behind us. I think they might have been 6-5 or something, but we was like 7 and someone like that.
Mhm.
The defense held them to 19 points in that press conference, and that offense didn't do shit.
19 to 9.
I was like, huh?
They didn't even score a touchdown. I think it was like 19 to 9 or something.
It
Yeah.
was. It was.
Yeah. So just that right there, man, it set the stage for me to be like, yo, we in trouble.
I'm gonna say this real quick, and I might get out of here. But
Go ahead.
I would rather for the next, if we're gonna keep him around for the next 3 years, I would rather have losing seasons so we could get some picks. Because I'd rather we only win under 10 games. I'm sorry, we only win a few games and get some good picks to move forward in 27. If we have a losing season with a veteran with $250 million and we continue to lose for the next 3 seasons, I would rather us lose all the games. I don't give a fuck if we win one game while he's here and get some picks for him. I'd rather have losing seasons at the end of his contract so we can pick somebody, bring some guys in here that can win and build our roster. And so we can have pieces around the next quarterback. So we can say, okay, we got a chance now. We got a chance to go to the NFC Championship and Super Bowl. I would rather for that to happen. I would dig that. I would hate for it to happen, but I would rather for it to happen because if we're going to win 9 games or less this year and next year and the year after, that means we have not accomplished anything.
Nope.
We didn't accomplish nothing. We held on for 14 years for an old veteran who has not gotten us there, and we haven't fixed our defense because we can't afford to. We can't afford to. We can't bring players in here to help. We can't afford it. I mean, we wasting time. And everybody campaigning for this shit 11 years ago. 4 years he was drafted. They campaigned for another contract. After that, they campaigned for another contract. I mean, damn. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on in people's minds, man. I don't know what they see. We're just still stuck in the time zone. We're still stuck in the past. And I said this a long time ago when we was gonna grab Trey Lance. He may not have been the man, but at least we would, like I said a while back, we would start somewhere. So we'll find out though. And I just keep rambling on I keep rambling, but I'm like done with it, man. I'm like totally done. Like
You want to see change. Change. That's
and then guys keep coming on here and they keep campaigning for the same what the fuck? If you like you guys furniture and it's getting old, it's getting worn out, and shit's getting all fucked up. You need to replace something. Why not replace it? Spend the money, go ahead and then get rid of what you got and start over. And then
start over.
And look,
good point, bro.
you don't want to lift your trade costs. You don't want to lift it. You don't want to lift it. You holding us hostage. You don't want to lift it, you don't want to lift it. And we're tired of it. You don't want to lift the no trade costs. I don't want to around no more. I'm tired of it. Void your shit. Get out of here. You done all you can for us. You're probably a good person. You're probably a good human being. You probably the amount of allegations you had in the past, you're a good father. You're a good person in the public. You probably a good spokesman and all that. But it's time to go. It's just time to go. And people get on here and they defend the shit like 11, 12, 13, 14 more years. And everybody get on this shit. Oh, we found Dak Prescott. Need to fix the defense. We can't afford to because of the contract. Look, it's time to go, dude. Like, go. Like, hasta la vista. Hasta la vega. Like, let somebody else play. And if we suck after that, we still suck. But at least we're trying. We have to start trying. We have to start moving in the direction to try to get better. So, okay, this guy don't work. Okay, let's move on. Go get another veteran to come in here to win. Okay, or something. We gotta start trying somewhere. We're still stuck in the past. That's all I gotta say about it. It doesn't make any sense, man. Make it make sense to me. You got paid, dude. You got paid. Just go. Go, dude. That's all I got to say, man. It's retarded ass shit. Also, we can put y'all on pause.
Appreciate you, bro. Yes, sir. Sport, you got something on this? Cause I'm been on here 3 hours, bro.
Yeah, man, we're going long, which is great. No,
yeah. It was cool though, but
yeah. I think I pretty much said, what I was gonna say. I think this Dak thing has run its course. I think each of us kind of saw at different points of his career that this guy was going to be limited with where he can get you, depending on what talent was on the team and whatnot. But I think you're just kind of spinning your wheels at this point. You're just kind of waiting for these last 2 seasons to finish up, because we've had better rosters in the past, right? I think we could all agree that the 2021 through 2023 teams have much better rosters than we do now. So that we're expecting now for the light switch to turn on with Prescott and make a deep playoff run, I don't see it. I think we've had better coaching staffs in the past. I think we've had better rosters, easier divisions. So I think when you kind of compound all those things together, we're just kind of waiting for, I think, the next era of Cowboys football. And that starts with Dak not being here. So I don't know if it's going to be 2027 or 2028. But hopefully it's sooner than later, because I think change isn't always a good thing. But I think in this case, it has to, be a positive, just because you kind of know what it is at this point we've got.
Yeah, I think so too. Simmy, what you got, bro?
More or less, same. I agree with the same as everybody else overall. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to cross the Rubicon and have to let the dude go. You already did. You paid him too much, and it's already gonna cost you enough in the future as it is to try to replace it. Because sooner or later, you can talk about, everybody's playing Stafford's 38, but the Rams, they took a quarterback, Ty Simpson. If someone wonder why they do that, they could have added another defender or maybe another receiver. I mean, that's understandable, but I can see why the Rams try to do it, because yes, they've won with Stafford, but he's 38. Sooner or later, he's gonna have to call it a career, go home.
Yep.
And they need to start, and they want to get heaven now. If Ty Simpson works out for him, at least McVay can go and still do his thing with Simpson. If it doesn't work out, okay, well, Simpson doesn't work out, and if they can't find somebody else to replace, they're going to struggle. But you can at least see why they did it.
Right, yeah.
So Dallas is going to have to cross that line sooner or later themselves with Dak. And even if we find a way to get the defense better, even if the offense finds a way to stay the same, or at least, there's going to be changes with the offense around themselves. Even the defense gets better, like, offense, what we're going to do with receiver if Pickens isn't going to stick around, how we're going to fix the receiver core. Offensive line, same thing. If Guyton works out, cool. But if not, we're going to have to cross that Rubicon too. And obviously, even with the defense, and especially with the limited draft capital we have, you're going to have to, we got 5 picks for 2027. And you hope they eventually going to start crossing that idea, start training some players to try to add some additional picks. If this quarterback class is supposed to be good, it might be good just because of the amount of, not just because of the quality, but the amount of quarterbacks that are still going to come out. Like I said, I'd rather take my chance like on a Lawrence Sellers or even someone like a CJ Carr or even something like that. Because like I said, Dak's had more functional roster than this, and he was never been the difference maker to push him over to the top. Barring a miracle, God, that he and the Cowboys find a way to make this run count. They're going to have to start doing this sooner or later, because if you're not, you're going to be behind the 8 ball more so than you have been. But sooner or later, you're going to have to try. And if you're building the rest of this roster, you're going to have to find somebody who's capable enough to lead and take over. So, and then, like I said, say they were Schottenheimer. Maybe his situation is, maybe with Dak, he may not be able to make it work, but maybe we get someone like a Joe Burrow. We get another quarterback that's like a Joe Burrow, who we saw took the Bengals to the Super Bowl with some of their bullshit problems. Maybe he might do better with another quarterback than that. We won't know. If he can't, then of course we need another coach that can be better than Schottenheimer. But maybe he does well because he has another quarterback that isn't that actually can elevate the team and actually take him deep. We won't know, but we're gonna have to cross that Rubicon sooner or later. And just because they have failures in the past, it shouldn't stop you from trying right now because you never fucking know you end up getting it right. It happens all the time in the NFL. So, but that's pretty much what I got out of it.
That's a great point, man. I'll
Yeah,
just
man.
say because, like, if it's a year to get back, it's next year, man, because the class is so good. And the problem is that the Jets, they get the higher of our first rounders next year from the trade, right?
True.
But Cowboys might not be very good next year. So, okay, maybe they get the 5th overall pick and we get the 8th or something like that, right? So you still have an opportunity, or at least a possible opportunity, to get a quarterback. So if I were the Cowboys, you can't take the risk that there's going to be a guy in 2028 or 2029 for a quarterback. What I would do is, if you like a guy next year in the draft, you use that one first rounder you have on that player, and then you go heavy in free agency, like, because you don't have the draft capital, right? Like you said, they only have 5 picks. So if that quarterback is there next year in the draft in the first round, take him, because Dak's probably not going to be there in a year or two. And then you just go heavier in free agency to compensate for the lack of draft capital that you have or don't have.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Sorry,
you
sorry,
said
just to add into that. Before the final pick, if the depth of the quarterback class is supposed to be good, even if maybe you can find one in the second or third round that could possibly maybe be a potential star, or maybe someone that could actually be capable of development, even in the second, third round. If there's a lot of quarterbacks that are coming in, maybe it's not just because it's good, but because it's deep and there's enough prospects that might have a chance to be capable of development. We kept Dak around the 4th round for 10 years. Rowe was able to find a way to make a career out of being an undrafted free agent. So you never fucking know. We could end up having a scenario where Russell Wilson was a 3rd rounder, but he found a way to win a championship.
man, good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm feeling that. Yeah, I agree with both of y'all on that, man. Highly in the draft, and I was even said what McVay did with Goff and Stafford. Cincinnati with Dak and goddamn Joe Burrow.
Bro, I just know the thought of drafting a quarterback gets JB going, man. And look at him; he's ready to go.
The weapons
man.
that we
smiling. He wants change, man. I think we all do. So,
man, yeah, I'm like, come on, I'm tired of the same old bullshit. I've seen enough from this guy. I've seen enough, and the decision to keep him here, whether we do something like what Sean McVay did with Goff and Stafford, with Burrow and Dak, or we go what y'all talking about in the draft for the quarterback. I'm with both ways. I want this dude up out of here, bro. I'm strictly
I was looking at Burrow's contract.
not going to do anything for us as an organization, and I'm a Cowboy fan, and I don't give a fuck about just being a fan of a player. And to me, this dude is a cancer to this team. I've said it plenty of times. He's a cancer to this team. We're not going nowhere, or any change to a positive, getting out of this 30 years of mediocrity and failing, unless he's gone. That's my shit to it. You can use Jerry as a low hanging fruit, or the defense wasn't good enough. I think the quarterback position holds a lot of weight emotionally to the team and leadership too, not just your physical attributes. It's your mental and what you produce, and when you show your mental fortitude as a quarterback. And Dak just doesn't have it. He doesn't do it, man. And I've seen it. He's proven it to me that he doesn't have it. And I don't think that's the key point. That's more than talent. That's more than talent, bro. When you got that mental fortitude to succeed when it's at the most critical time, and you overcome that shit, to me, man, that's mental fortitude that he doesn't have. And his talent ain't even superb. That's the thing. To me, his talent is backup. He's like maybe 17th or 18th ranked quarterback if you ask me. So that's what I got on that. Anybody got last words? I'm about 3.5 hours, bro. What? It's been a good one though.
Yeah, man. Good over here.
Yeah, I'm good to go, sir.
All right, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you, the sport. Samuel Thomas for stepping up. I appreciate y'all for joining a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat. Yes, we'll do this again, man. I can't wait to the regular season start, bro. Woo.
Agreed.
It's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
No doubt.
All right, y'all, I'm up out of here. I appreciate it.
All right, yeah, have a good day.
All right.